Okay, I created a new one. Maybe that will work, but let me try. I think I know what fucked it up last time. Yeah, last time when I changed volume levels on the thing itself. It's very strange. Very strange. The Fuji. Yeah, on the intro it still doesn't work. I guess that means we gotta start. Son of a bitch. What the fuck? DJ Ugopnik mogged. DJ Ugopnik mogged hard. Holy fucking mother of God. I wanted to play you like for at least 15 minutes or something, but no. Mogged. It's strange. I changed nothing. You see, when I restarted and then lowered volume, it still glitched out. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Weird. Anyways, what's up, boys, girls, and NBs? It's your boy Hugo. Today is Friday, the 3rd of April. No more April Fools for you, motherfuckers. 5:30. Very nice to see all of you. Mike also had a problem with the intro. It lagged for like 10 minutes. Yeah, my connection's fine, but the actual I don't know, software that is supposed to pick up volume is glitched the fuck out. So that's the strange part. OBS has been fucking me for years now. I gotta get used to it, I guess. To be fucked by OBS is part of the job to an extent. Welcome in, early heads. Welcome in. So this is awkward. No intro, eh? We gotta this, we gotta do small talk like on a first date. Hi, my name's Hugo. I'm a guy. How about you? Do you also like wearing masks and spending your time on the internet talking about class consciousness and imperialism? Oh, you too as well. Oh, wow. Nice to meet you. That's a crazy coincidence. Are you stalking me by any chance? How did you know to tick all of the above mentioned boxes? Or you can sing for us. Oh yeah. I am never going to do that. I will never sing. Trust me, you don't want me to sing either. We have that in common, eh? I like to listen to screaming leftists in my spare time. That is one of the nichest hobbies ever. But it's kind of like an ultimate green flag if you go out on a date and the other person says something as niche as this. Most likely you will be very, very compatible for a very long amount of time. What's your favorite dessert? I like... what do I like? I'm not a dessert guy. I like banana split. I'm basic. No, I like chocolate-filled croissants. I like... what's the name of the one that they burn like the sugar on top into a crust, and then it has a soft part inside, so it's both soft and crunchy? Creme brulee. There you go, creme brulee. I used to make that for Americans in the States when I worked in the kitchen. Creme brulee is OP. I like all the Turkish style desserts, baklava. I have the woman went to Turkey to get her wedding gown, and she brought back 3 kilos of baklava, and I'm like, did you tell me I need to lose weight? What the fuck? Why are you bringing 3 kilograms of baklava back? So I've been having dessert with every meal for the last 5 days. I like tiramisu. I like tiramisu as well. I like tiramisu. I'm not a big cake guy. Like, you drop me a cake, even at a wedding or a birthday party, I don't eat the cake. Pro tip, if you're drinking, you shouldn't eat the cake. The same way you shouldn't drink sodas that have a lot of sugar in them, or even juices that have a lot of sugar in them, because that's what causes a very intense hangover. You should also not eat cake. Just drink water with your booze. Just drink water. It's the ultimate cheat code. Not necessarily towards a hangover, towards long-term health. Neo Feud 2 released yesterday. Comrade Internet, one day I will play Neo Feud. I swear to God. Pretty sure the alcohol causes the hangover, not the juice. Hey, you gotta min-max that shit. You gotta min-max. So, bad alcohol usually has added sugar in order to increase, let's say, the levels of fermentation so that it has a larger amount of booze in it, right? So a good alcohol producer tries to do it only by using the core ingredients without adding additional sugar. And I very often interact with people that know this, and they will be like, I will not drink this. It tastes like somebody added sugar in it. And then drink a juice on the side, or a Coca-Cola or a Dr. Pepper or whatever you soda enthusiasts like to consume. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're missing the whole point. Or eating like a sweet. I'm like, what? Just drink alcohol that has added sugar in it. Anyways, like you're not doing anything. Because those two make a very fucked up combination in your good old gut. That's what makes you, that's what like gives that weird tingy alcoholic smell to your skin sometimes. That's what gives you the alcohol breath as well. So just avoid, like if you're drinking large amounts of alcohol, like do not consume sugary stuff. It's very straightforward. But you always look like there's two ways, like on a birthday or on a wedding, you always look like a dick because you're not going to eat the cake. But you also look nice because you give the cake to somebody else. And usually, like big drinkers don't like sweets. It does something to your body biology, and vice versa. People that really don't like drinking, they are really into sweets. So you always have that like sober bro or sis on the table that can get an additional cake piece, which is always lovely. So it's a win-win. It's like a shaking of the hands in the middle of Berlin between the East and the West, and of course the alcoholics are the East. Come on, it's 100% true, right? Those who really enjoy the beauty of alcohol, you probably also like, unless you're completely unhinged, which I guess, you do you. When you're doing breaks from it for like a month, like dry February or dry January or whatever you want to do, you will notice that that's the only period when you really, really want to eat sweets. It balances out. Now I'm drinking this tea that my mom gave me that's good for the liver, apparently. She's scared for my liver. She's lovely. And I've been drinking like crazy. It tastes so fucking good. It just makes you poop like a machine, dude. That shit is harder than American pavements, I swear to God. I've never had healthier, toilet going. Leak the tea. I mean, it's like a Serbian thing. It's very specific. A dry day in this hellscape. Right, brother? Right? Very nice to see you, my friend. It's like specifically with a bunch of different herbs, and you have a lot of it. Like you have not a teaspoon of it, you have a normal spoon of it, and then you have to let it absorb in boiling water for 15 minutes. I've never woken up in the middle of the night so many times, because it says detox on it, which we all know is kind of a myth. Is detox kind of a myth, or is detox kind of a real thing? Everybody screams opposite things to me. So I'm like, just don't call it detox and be like, this is good for this organ, okay? This is good for this organ like it's good for this thing. You don't have to call it detoxification. Just call it like, this is good for your lungs. This is good for your kidneys. This is good for your liver. Don't call it whatever the fuck. The liver itself does the detox, yeah, and this helps it. Renew. A lot of people say, like old school people, like a spoon of lemon and good olive oil in the morning before anything else is also really good for your intestines and your liver. But I just feel like that would make me shit myself. I would immediately proceed to like just explode in my living room. I love olive oil. Yes. I'm a big olive oil enthusiast. My dad's friend is a Greek guy, a Greek unmarried gentleman, very good dude. And his mom lives in Greece and makes homemade olive oil. Every year I have 5 liters of homemade Greek olive oil. Now I will wait. Be jealous. You really should. It's really good. Because you can't buy it in your fucking Whole Foods, Daddy. Yes. But yes, he's very kind for giving it to me all the time. So yes, be very jealous of me. Even though I'm sure we have Greeks in chat always. Maybe not this early, but we have Greeks in chat. I am a big Greek olive oil supporter. I've tried olive oil from everywhere. from the Middle East to Italy to everywhere. And I think it's kind of almost a biological thing because Greek olive oil is the closest to probably what my ancestors have had. That's why my brain chemistry immediately appreciates it the most. It's arguably the smelliest, if that makes sense, but like in a good way. Like its intensity in smell is the highest. Different Middle Eastern oils are are more intense in taste, and Italian olive oil is just Italian olive oil. It's the most neutral, like the most neutral. You're not supposed to notice it, right? That's at least my experience. Jesus, I sound posh. I have tried all of the olive oils of the Orient, and this is the one I appreciate. And yes, to an extent. I mean, let's be honest. Have you seen Greeks and Italians 150 years ago? If you put them in a room and ask people, these motherfuckers white? Yeah, they wouldn't say these motherfuckers white. Spanish olive oil is also good. I've had Spanish olive oil. I brought it home when I've been to Spain. It's good. It's good. It's good. Palestinian olive oil is OP. Absolutely. Absolutely. The ones that come from the proverbial Middle East have the most intense taste. Greek one has the most intense smell. So when you put it on your salad, like the whole salad starts just smelling like olive oil. And the rest. The same Greek guy, by the way, told me never to eat unless it's homemade. Never to buy from a supermarket what's it called? Olive paste. You know the shit you put on top of bread? Why? Because capitalism, unironically. They make that after they get all the good shit out of an olive, right? They get all of the good shit out of that olive, everything, all the nutrients, everything out of it. And then it just the crusts are left, right? And then they add normal oil to that motherfucker. And then they grind it and they sell it to you in supermarkets like as a spread, right? Tapenade, I don't know what it's called. Here we just call it olive paste or whatever. So it's dark, and you just, it's not only dark, like you just put it on top of bread. And it tastes magnificent, don't get me wrong. But apparently it's a con. Like it's a con. And you can notice it's usually cheap. It's usually very, very, very cheap. So that's the con. Capitalism really does create innovations, right? Yeah, because they have to use absolutely everything, It does lead to efficiency, but sometimes efficiency that is unnecessary. So, well, this shit that's left over would otherwise be used to, I don't know, feed cattle and stuff. Now it's sold as a product to everyday people. Hugo, you need to get fit. Here is a training video for you. Yeah, I'm pretty decent. What is this? Walking Israel exercise. Oh, fuck you. You're funny. Ufig you, motherfucker. Jel sam u Grčkoj neku domaću paštetu od oliva, ono je vrh. Ako je domaće, onda je do jaja, brate. Ako je domaće, onda bije. Onda bije. Rus! Ne znam, pričam srpski. Gledam mnogo ove naše jebene shit postere i sam poludeo. So still technically feeding cattle. Tabam, bam, bam, bam. Very good point. Some personal news. I got part-time job as Madeline's mod. Good for you, Kubashi. Very good for you. Very good for you. So that hyping here in chat for raids paid off. I'm very glad for you, my friend. Very, very good. Very good. No olive tree plantation in Balkans, no knowledge. Yeah. I mean, Greece is the Balkans. There's plenty there. There's olive oil in like Bulgaria. There's olive oil in Montenegro and so on. They're just not as famous. Croatia also has, yeah. You need that insane combination of access to water and desert. Like you gotta have that insane min-maxing of having like land that should be completely unusable and then unlimited water. And this somehow exists in between. And that's where you make them good name, goddamn oil, oh fucking oil, man. Yeah, man. But the one good thing about being a Balkanoid is, we still remember the socialist days, and nobody actually trusts quote unquote approved brands that have all the approved stickers. Everybody still makes a lot of homemade stuff because we unironically understand that they're like trying to rip you off. De facto, they're trying to rip you off. So we don't trust anybody. Like, I'm not sure this beer is okay. I'm not sure this vodka is okay. This rakia. I'm not sure this olive oil is okay. What? Like, you're selling me a tomato paste? Nah, I'm good. I'll make my own. You good? You're good, right? Which used to be done out of necessity, right? But now it's done because we don't trust them, right? And it ends up tasting fucking phenomenal. And also lets us live a little bit longer, right? Olive trees are native to Greece. Yes, I know. I'm talking about the type of land that you need for them to be native, my friend. And before you came, I said Greek olive oil is my favorite. Young people, not so much at all. Nobody makes ayvar anymore. You used to walk down a street and the whole street smells like ayvar. Or some other Slavs, I think, eat lutenica, right? I'm a fan of that too. Very different. A lot of idiots that make ayvar think lutenica is the same, so they don't try it. And a lot of idiots that make lutenica never try ayvar because they think it's the same, because it is red. Yeah, so is ketchup. Are you telling me that ayvar, lutenica, and ketchup is the same? It's not the same. Try the other one. You will like both of them most likely, and don't compare them. They're very different. Very different. Ayvar i lutenica nisu ista stvar. Apsolutno nisu. Wait, homemade vodka, one of the easiest things to make ever. There's like YouTube videos about it. But the pieces of shit always use what's it called? Sugar. They add sugar because I understand them. No money, so you can't buy enough of the actual ingredient, right? But yeah, make your own shit if you can. Not necessarily both as an economic means to saving some money, but also because you just be like eating better. Like you'll be eating better stuff. But of course, it's never going to have that factory color, that factory smell that you get by putting 7,000 kilograms of sugar and different salts extracted from the butthole of a cow in order to give you an almost cocaine-like feeling when consuming it, right? Ima na ćošku neku malu prodavnicu, imaju ajvar, ali nema marku, nego kao domaća. So sa pečenim paprikama. I pozdrav, brate. Yeah, it's sometimes they will sometimes I've seen dudes do it. I've seen dudes literally do it. I've seen a guy that sells just in the middle of a park, right? We are now an established Western civilized country, so it's like, very illegal to do so, but they still let them, right? Which is good, as long as you're like being chill about it, right? There's some guys that sell in the park that pretend it's homemade, but they literally go to the supermarket. They remove a lot of the branding, or they put it in different containers, and then they sell it to you for 3 times the price, lying to you that it's homemade. That I don't like. That is, I'm sorry, grind sesh, blah, blah, blah. But you're fucking over regular people? Like, what? It's not like you're selling it to bankers. You know what I mean? So, like, fuck you. Actually, go fuck yourself. I wanted to ask you, Hugo, what's your favorite childhood dish or snack? Punjene paprike, brat. Stuffed peppers. But the ones from the south. Dry stuffed peppers. Minced meat, crazy amount of garlic and onion. What you guys call Greek yogurt on top. Mix that shit. Hot peppers. White, salty, old cheese. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Why are you making me think about this now, eh? Why are you making me think about this? But as a kid, we're talking kid. I was basically an iPad kid before iPad kids. Like, I make fun of JT all the time for his palate, but as a kid, I had a child palate, which was literally milk with cookies. And I'm not saying cookies and then milk on the side. I am saying those neutral cookies, very specific cookies. This is ultimate poverty food. I ate this like crazy. It was great. Keks. But this keks, like, look. No, that's not keks. This type of keks. The tasteless keks. And you then put it in mleko. Like, this looks so bad. This is incredible. And you can drop some bananas in it. Oh my God, this looks so bad. Trust me, it is not. Man, I've not eaten this in a long time. Some savages eat it with plasma. I'm looking at you, savages, okay? Savage. Their plasmas are too thick for it. Wrong tab. Everything is glitched out in today's fucking... No, I opened it. I swear to God, nothing is working. No, it's the same tab. It's the same tab. It's literally the same tab. It is the same tab. So I got to move it to... Yeah, OBS is completely glitched out. And I can't restart it because it would kill the stream. Great. Incredible. Subscribe so I don't lose my mind. This is Kexi, like... So this one, the one that looks normal is scheisse, right? Also, chat is fucked. Something's happening today. Man, why is this happening? Apologies. It's out of my control, chat. It's in milk, so it's cookies and milk. It's the neutral cookie, this type of cookie. The neutral cookie in milk. Okay? This costs 50 cents to make. I just lived on this. I lived on this. Kod mene je glavni keks bio petit bure kada sam bio klinac, isto u makovo mleku. Svaka čast, do jaja. Eto, moji ljudi. Wild. You have no idea how good this tastes. You have no idea how good this tastes. Tsuki, yes. Original, yes, brother, yes. Basically looked like this, but in a big one. Oh my God. So you start out, and it tastes. There you go. I switched tabs and it glitches. What the fuck, man? See if I switch to a different tab and then switch back. It's on the right screen. Then switch tab. It's on the right screen. Switch tab. Okay, now it's working. Možda treba završiš update. Pa koji update, brate? Sve update. Everything's updated. Oh, Lord Christ. We have this in Denmark. Yeah. I mean, you can do so many variations on it. So if you're broke, you have a kid, and they have a shitty palate like I did, this is what you give them. And you can, of course, make it more healthy by putting fruits inside, not vegetables. Right? That's basically it. But you got to be milk-pilled for this. And I know all you kids are like, milk? That's so icky. That's so icky. Me no like milky. Just milk. But that's not milk. It's gold skull. Okay, it's gold skull milk. Okay, whatever. So you're telling me it's salty? Don't tell me it's fucking salty. Milk is OP. Milk is OP. The reason you don't like milk, unless you're a vegetarian, then I agree with your point, is literally because you were just like, marketing worked on you, and now you buy expensive milk that is cutting down the Amazon rainforest. So good for you. Amazing. It's a milk adjusted. Because I'm lactose intolerant. Skill issue. skill issue. If you unironically torture yourself through it, you will eventually become tolerant. You will eventually become tolerant of the milk. Anyways, chat, welcome back. Let's see if we have technical troubles throughout today's stream. The Gamba goal today is very achievable. The sub count is gonna go down like the two towers did on 9/11, 7/11, 6/7. So we gotta keep it up. On Sunday, most likely we will be doing, a part of the stream is going to be doing ski mask designs. And I want you guys to constantly shout at Cuphead about what the sub goal for April is supposed to be. Okay? Thank you very much. What else? Updates on my side, not many. Yesterday, we didn't stream. Today we're going to stream. Sunday we're going to stream. I'm going to push out the 4. I would love to stream tomorrow, but the woman's parents are coming, so I got it's her dad's birthday, so we're going to go to that birthday. And that birthday is exactly when I start streaming, so it is what it is, man. It is what it motherfucking is. Anyways, let's start. For those of you who do not know about the Reaction Podcast, exclamation point reaction, a show I started with Mike from PA, Mike from Panama. He's a great Panamanian gentleman, and Freda, a man who hates history and video games. Okay, I like them because they're both extremely uninformed, so it can be on the show and look smart. It's definitely not the other way around. Definitely not the other way around. So, exclamation point reaction. Mod's going to have that in chat. Let's spam that shit. And, go follow it. Subscribe on Patreon. Support it. Listen to 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 it. I think you will enjoy what we managed to make. And this is only the beginning, as they say. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of a great story. It's a great beginning. Tell me, oh my God, okay, it started working. Okay, don't jinx it, chat. Don't jinx it, chat. Okay. At the end of the stream, we have some bad news. Cuphead asked me to read out something for you guys. And of course, Cuphead is one of the most instrumental people in our community, a producer without whom this show would never be able to run the way it is. So we'll all say a couple of words for dear friend that Cuphead unfortunately has lost. Let's all show solidarity to our dear friend in this time of need. Thank you, Darkwing Cuck, for the 5 subs. Always on top. Thank you very much, Luke465. Thank you very much. Okay, but before we get to that, let us start with the... Okay, and it glitched. And it glitched. And it... Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? I guess I'll just have to do this every fucking... So please, don't feel like you're aggressive if you scream at me when you notice that the screen is not changing, okay? So, welcome to the beginning segment of the Yugopnik Experience, where we recap everything that has happened since the last stream as a way to put everybody on the same wavelength so that we can continue covering the news, so that we can continue theoretically and practically dissecting the impending doom or unavoidable utopia. Thank you, Luke465, for the 11 months. Luke, thank you very much. Thank you, Darkwing Cuck and Luke, for starting us out real good. Let's keep this sub count up because we have reached an incredible moment for this show, a show of eternal sustainability. And if we can keep it here, I can become a full-time streamer, which is sick as fuck. Anyways, Iran War Day 35. Remember, it was only supposed to last for a couple of hours. From AP, we have Secretary of War Pete Hegseth ordered Army Chief of Staff General Randy George to retire, something you do when you're winning. Fars, IRGC shoots down a second F-35. The pilot is unlikely to be alive. I saw a tweet today. Oh! Western Texas Big Daddy moment. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord Christ. Oh Christ Lord. Thank you, Crisco, man. Fucking love you, Crisco. Crisco's giving the extra 5 on top because he's extra white. Thank you, Crisco. Salutes to Crisco. Thank you very, very, very much, Crisco. The second you heard about the dead American pilot, especially. Great timing, Crisco hype train. So I heard somebody write like the pilot should just go and like find another plane, steal it the GTA style, and fly back to the United States. Okay, but extra uncircumcised. Good morning. I received my deployment orders and will be reporting for duty on the USS Ballsack. My hat arrived. Thank you. I'm really glad. Did you use your discount? You're a subscriber. Use your discounts. What's up, Barry? Big Dick Barry. Okay. Press TV. Iran drafting protocol with Oman for Hormuzi transit oversight. Xinhua. I always fuck up with pronouncing that. USS Gerald R. Ford, a.k.a. the Shitster, returning to combat after 5 days in Croatia. Croatia, what the fuck? Croatia literally said, we want nothing to do with this war, and then they went to Croatia to refuel. Press TV. Death toll in Iran is now over 2,000, according to Iran Health Ministry. A number that is devastating and horrible, but it is not higher, which shows the Iranian capability to defend itself to a certain extent. AP, France, South Korea agreed to cooperate on opening the Hormuzi. In other news, Fox News. Drug makers to face 100% tariff unless they cut prices or produce drugs in the United States. You wanted free health care. In return, you received better praxis for pharmaceutical mega corporations. I think chat is broken again. This is going to be very fun. This is going to be a great stream, guys. I'm going to really enjoy today. This is going to be fucking awesome, you know? It's going to be biased. There you go. Thank you for telling me, though. TechSpot. Thousands of gig workers film household chores to train AI and robots. You're going to have a clanker slave. NBC. Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondie over handling of Epstein files. That was the funniest moment. Free healthcare. Best I can do is $4,000 Ozempic. No. Best I can do is $3,950 Ozempic, brought to you by the Trump administration, discounted by 5% due to our incredible policies. Okay, he is a man of the people. He will get everybody Ozempic except himself, because let's be honest, he will lose all the charm, no matter if he lost that very particular body. NBC, Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondie over handling of Epstein files. So everybody's heard about this. It's just funny. This is just a funny moment in history. It is pretty hilarious. Okay. Science. Tobacco plant engineered to make 5 psychedelic chemicals. Let's fucking go. Oxfam. Richest 0.1% hold 3.55 trillion in untaxed wealth, more than the poorest 4.1 billion people combined. Incredible. The system is working exactly how it's supposed to. We should all motherfucking rejoice. Yeah, chat glitched again. Okay, let me try something. Mac OS screen capture. I'll create an alternative one for new capture, alternative one for Chatterino. There we go. Let's see if this alt chat works. Glitches out less. That's the only thing I can do, really, to be perfectly honest. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, let's see. Okay. Did you start doing PowerPoint presentations as Freda? No, we've had this segment for 2 weeks now. That we start out every stream by updating everybody. Hype train is almost dead. Don't let the hype train go under. Now you can grab chatters and shake them. Chat, behave. Wait, no, not this one. Chat, behave, goddamn. That's funny. That can be a good bit. Okay. No, my OBS is just insane right now. France 24. Rest in peace, hype train, but still level 7 as a starter. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. France bans gatherings of Muslims in Paris. They are security risk. Cuphead, how did they frame this specifically? Do you remember? And now we have two truths and a lie. The only way you could use channel points in Ugopnik's channel. Channel points on this channel. Yes, that is the language we are speaking today. We'll read out two truths and a lie. You guys bet on which one you believe is the lie, a.k.a. something that Trump might not have said, proving to everyone that you have orange man bad skills that are superior to everyone else. And then we... what's it called? Oh, great. Fucking great. And then we, oh God, I can't concentrate like this. And then we give the points to those who have guessed correctly. Okay. A, B, or C. Say which one you don't think is true. Number one is Bruce Springsteen going to sue his plastic surgeon? That is very funny. Number two, we have the problems we are facing are because to Sleepy Joe and the radical left lunatics, they opened the border and failed very badly to stop millions of criminals coming in our great country illegally. In the next 8 years, I will make America great again. Okay? And then we have the third one, our military, the greatest and most powerful, by far, exclamation point, anywhere in the world, hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. Bridges next, the electric power plants, new regime leadership knows that what has to be done and has to be done. What has to be done and has to be done fast. What has to be done and has to be done fast. I'm very good at reading today. Okay, vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Which one do you think is not true? Currently, C is leading with 20,000, A with 9,300, and B with a 0. Don't vote in, you beautiful motherfuckers. Brokies, you got to vote with your channel points. Put your fake money where your mouth is, okay? Very good. B has a very proud 10-point guy. Everybody's pretty sure that B is correct. Jesus, what is happening with my nose now? Everything is sabotage today. Sabotage. B potential big payout, but low chances of it being the fake one. Very close to ending. Let's see who has the biggest orange man skills. Who has the biggest orange? I have the biggest orange. Vote, vote, vote. Currently, A is in the lead. That is really funny. I would love if that was the truth. That would be very funny. But it doesn't look like his writing style. So I vote A with you guys. I would vote A. I don't check which one is the actual truth. And the truth is, actually, he said that. He said A. I can't believe how much you guys fucked up. What the fuck? B is the name. What? Cuphead, explain, my friend. Explain. What the helion? The crazy motherfuckers who went with B. Dude, this show just rewards gambling so much. Is Bruce Springsteen going to sue his plastic surgeon? Oh, pičku materiju. Congratulations to the absolute chads that just did that. And now for a slide where I want all of us to bow our heads and show some solidarity to Cuphead, the producer of the show and a core member of this community. Her puppy, unfortunately, left us, and Cuphead asked very politely if I could read something out. And, of course, we will do so. Of course, the slide doesn't work on here. Fucking incredible. One moment. There we go. So, Cuphead / Stephanie got Sage when Sage was 7. She'd been a client's dog that Steph walked frequently till then. She was given to Steph by that client. Her name was Su Mi Ko. Sumi lived in Vermont, and so Sage was bouncing between boarding at different houses without any stability. Steph became her stable home. Sumi gave Sage to Stephanie when she lost her first dog, Blossom, who she had for 15 years, since Blossom was 8 weeks old. Sage comforted Steph greatly, and she in turn helped Sage socialize with other doggies a lot better. She loved Steph a lot, always demanding pets when she was working and always there to snuggle when she was sad. Unfortunately, Sumiko died on a hike in January of 2025. On Tuesday, 31st of March, around 4 p.m., Sage suffered a stroke that caused her to have severe seizures. After getting her to the vet, they cooled her down, temperature was over 40 degrees Celsius, and gave her meds to stop the seizure. The stroke took Sage away. What was left was a baby that was suffering. She couldn't play, eat, or drink water. She couldn't see well and wasn't able to walk without stumbling. She also had a twitch. Therefore, on April 1st, 2026, Stephanie made the difficult decision to give her peace. She didn't want to. She loved Seiji, but she was gone. Taken from Steph by the stroke. At 21:30, she was given the last drug and was declared passed. The 2 years she was in Steph's life weren't easy, but she made Steph strong enough to handle it all. She was Steph's whole world. Today, please honor Sage by spamming Ragin' Sagin in chat and telling Sage that she is a little bitty bits. She is a little bitty bits. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, Cuphead, for everything, and may Sage rest in peace. Big salute from chat. Fucking hell, man. Especially when it's so fucking sudden. She will always be in chat with us. Because as we always say, heaven or hell, you always have access to this chat. Rest in peace, big dog. If anyone likes to hang out with Cuphead, please be in her. Please separate some time if she reaches out during these troubling moments. I'm bad at this. But Cuphead, fucking love and respect you, Big G. Thank you for everything you do for us, and rest in peace. And final, always funny. She always ends it on a funny note. Glory be to the Oilers and to the VIPs and to the Gamba addicts, as it was in chat, is now and ever shall be. Subscribe to Yugo Stream without end. A person. Amen is sexist. You motherfucker. This is where I cut my line with the goddamn wokes. You're telling me amen is sexist? God fucking damn it, I'm done. I'm done. You motherfuckers, I'm leaving the left. Oh, god damn it. That's it. That's it. Rest in peace, Sage, and thank you very much for the segment, as always. Cuphead, now let's get into the news. There is so much to motherfucking cover. Okay, yeah, glitch out as well, please. Let's start out with some geopolitical analysis from our dear friend from the Geopolitical Economy Report on the war, so that we have a broad scope, and then jump from there, okay?
More than a month has passed since the United States and Israel launched a war against Iran, and we can now conclusively say that Tehran is winning this war. This is now being admitted in major Western newspapers. The Independent published an article titled, "Iran is the clear winner as Trump's desperate bid for peace shows he wants out of the war." This is incredible because most Western media outlets have supported every single major U.S. war for decades, including 2 wars on Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, on Libya, Syria, Yemen, the list goes on and on. But this is the first war that I've ever seen.
I mean, it's not even that Iran is a winner, it's that the United States is a fucking absurd loser. I mean, the greatest fumbling of any bag in history.
That many major media outlets are in fact criticizing from the very beginning. Politico, for instance, published an op-ed arguing that the U.S. war on Iran is a far bigger blunder and strategic error than the U.S.
We now basically have confirmation. U.S. and Israeli officials acknowledged that Iran downed U.S. fighter jet over its territory, according to the New York Times. As a search and rescue operation was underway, and the fate of the crew remained unclear. Earlier, Dropsite reported that an Iranian official said a U.S. F-15 warplane was shot down over southern Tehran province with intense fire at the crash site, and that the strike prevented the pilots from ejecting with no remains found. Who's getting bombed back to the Stone Age, motherfucker? By the way, saying to a civilization as ancient as that of the Persians that they will throw you back to the Stone Age when they were arguably the most advanced, quote unquote, civilization on the planet. Not necessarily in the Stone Age, but if we go back far enough, the start of civilization literally begins in this region. Is a pretty insane thing to say. It's kind of like saying we will make Iran great again. like whoa, bro, whoa. This is going to be very bad, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This keeps doing this to me.
Invasion of Iraq in 2003.
So just bear with me.
This article was written by the former U.S. ambassador to NATO, someone who previously supported the war on Iraq. So clearly the writing is on the wall, and it's clear to everyone that Iran is winning this war. Even Foreign Affairs, which is the official publication of the Council on Foreign Relations, which is a very mainstream...
Pete Hegseth is purging the general staff around him that tell him that the ground invasion is a bad idea. He's purging everybody that is saying that anything that has been done in the last 35 days has been a bad idea. He is indirectly trying to protect, in my opinion, his position in the White House by removing anybody that might have access to POTUS, that could tell POTUS that all of this was a major fuck-up from the get-go, okay?
U.S. Foreign Policy Group. Even Foreign Affairs published an article acknowledging that Iran is winning this war. The author of this article is a professor at the prestigious Johns Hopkins University, and she pointed out that if you use traditional metrics of conventional war, it may look like Iran is not doing very well in this conflict, but these are the wrong...
Somebody asked for a more meta-analysis of this. Very classic. You have a country that believes its abilities that it had 20, 30 years ago can still be utilized, especially its military, as a way to establish dominance over the rest of the planet. They don't have that ability, so what are they doing? In order to preserve sense of empire during imperial decline, that's a key contradiction, right? They start hiring more and more incompetent people only because those incompetent people are ready to hit themselves in the chest and very proudly say, no, we are still empire. Yes, we can still do this. That is why the process of decline is like a diesel engine. Like, it takes a while to start it, but then it speeds up as greater and greater contradictions roll on top of the other. It's a very intense snowball effect, right? Because they all birth other, both primary and secondary, right? I mean, those two come together, both primary and secondary contradictions. It is the inability, that is why usually you have fascism, right? The inability to adjust to a new material reality by a particular class of people is what births violence turned internally as the only means of preserving the status quo. So TLDR, all the shit that you've probably as Americans learned in high school, which was relatively correct. Let's not lie to ourselves. We don't have to be contrarians all the time. Then in certain autocratic or authoritarian states, as they would call them, in times of great crisis and so on, people would just, leaders would just surround themselves with yes men so that they feel like everything is going well, even though absolutely nothing is going well. Well, that is now happening in the United States of America as well. That's it. It's unironically as simple as that. That does happen. It's just happening back home. Why does that not happen when things are going quote unquote well? Because then you don't have to hire yes man, because shit is going well. So you hire based on merit to an extent. or how much, ball licking they do, etc., etc. But there is a higher propensity due to the lack of that contradiction for you hiring on merit, right? When shit is going bad and you just want to feel good all the time, you keep hiring them. To make this even easier to understand, but you're smart. My chat is smart. You understand what I'm saying. Look at the UK, right? You are slowly turning into the UK, the Brexit Britain, okay? The BB, the Brexit Britain. You're turning into a country that thinks it has a say, but no longer has a say, which is the case of the United Kingdom. And when it comes to the United States, it's very much so. Still has a say, but will have less and less of a say. Don't remind me of the UK. Don't you live there, sister? Did you see what the Pope had to say when he said God doesn't listen to prayers from fucking murderers? The Pope, for some reason, April 2nd. Oh, no, that was yesterday. The cross is part of the mission. The imperialist occupation of the world is disrupted from within. The violence that until now has been the law is unmasked. The poor, imprisoned, and rejected Messiah descends into the darkness of death. Yet, in so doing, he brings new creation. Oh my God, I'm retweeting this. I'm retweeting the Pope. I am retweeting the Pope. Comrade Pope, mashallah, mashallah, Comrade Pope. Oh, everything is bugging on the... Does anybody have experience? If I turn OBS off and turn it back on again, is it going to crash the stream? It's going to crash the stream? Gopnik is Croatian. That would be... I mean, what... Why do you think I'm not? Like, I didn't lie that I'm extremely mixed from the entire Balkans. Yes, it will crash the stream. Son of a bitch. Hugo is Bulgarian. Oh, I'm Albanian, bro. I'm Albanian. Remove kebab. I am kebab. I am a christened kebab. Germany is 99% Albanian and 1% Turk. Hugo is the last living Dalmatian. There's still Dalmatians, bro. Dalmatia, brate. But yeah. So the reason it works as a snowball, the reason it works as a diesel engine, whatever other fucking metaphor / allegory you want to use, is because without addressing systemic issues, you go further and further down into the rabbit hole of destruction. I mean, you can compare it to substance abuse. You can compare it to being lazy, right? Like, let's say you're procrastinating all the time. An allegory for empire through procrastination. You procrastinate all the time. What is the main problem here? That you're procrastinating. You're not doing jack shit. So you start feeling anxiety. You start feeling really bad about yourself. You're like, fuck. So instead of like going and doing shit, unironically, I'm sorry, Dad's going to have to tell you that you got to do things. You start drinking. You start like self-medicating. You just start like binging Netflix 24/7. And that does make you feel better. But the core problem of what's causing you to feel like shit is that you're not trying to do anything, right? So that's it. That's the same with empire. The core reason why you are declining is because when it comes to imperialism, most of your economic output is based on looting the rest of the world. So you don't. So when you realize that you don't have the capacity to loot as much as before, maybe you need to start reorganizing your economy to not be a looting economy, to maybe not uphold the same values of profit above people, etc., etc. But if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to start doing anything instead of procrastinating, you just, start popping fucking Xanaxes. And the Trump administration is a Xanax administration, snorting that shit straight off a toilet seat, okay? And whenever you feel like you're becoming a junkie or an addict or whatever fucking nice word you want for it, you just start hanging out with other junkies that tell you that you definitely don't have a problem, bro. You definitely don't have a problem, bro. And that's what they're doing when they're firing and hiring these generals. They're a bunch of junkies hiring other junkies to tell them they're not junkies. Well, the rest of us are like, dude, you have a problem. But most of us like, dude, you have a problem. Good. I feel very targeted right now. Don't, bro. Don't. Takes one to know one, brother. I need my real living socialism fix. That is the fix I need. These loser colonial thievery projects suck and make me sad. They stole Cuba, so we'll go to Maoist Nepal and ML Vietnam instead. Right around when jet fuel spikes, it's always fun to see. Travel, my friend. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Go, learn. Bring your knowledge back to chat. It is always appreciated. Don't feel like if you feel targeted and do something about it. God bless. Jesus Christ. When you're in a position where you are isolated from the consequences of your actions is when fascism is born from, in my opinion. One of the reasons, absolutely.
Long measures for assessing Iran's position. The question is whether or not Tehran is achieving its strategic objectives. And she argues that Iran...
This is a degenerate left stream, guy. Like what we do. Puritanicals are respected because they are OGs, okay? We respect our sober brothers and sisters in NBs in chat because we know that they're like finished maximum prestige level. Like we're so toxic, we're not toxic. When somebody in chat comes in and they're like, I'm sober because like I drank every day for 14 years. We're like, good that you're sober, but also fuck yeah, bro. 14 years, yeah, bro. Let's fucking go, dude. We're like, we respect our elders. That's how we view our fucking legend sobriety people in chat. Like for real. I'm like, you have served the nation well, sir. It is time for you to relax, do some sports, be healthy, go for nice long walks. The substances are no longer for you, but we appreciate your service, brother. God bless. God bless.
Iran is doing so, and therefore Iran is winning.
Happy Good Friday. Is today Good Friday for you guys? I'm not Catholic. Happy Good Friday. God bless. Happy Good Friday.
This war. Tehran was preparing for nearly 4 decades, and she wrote that Iran is, quote,
that's me, except not 14 years, 4 years through my skill issue. Jesus. Everybody had those 4 years, man. That's when you become an alcoholic.
Executing a strategy that has managed to neutralize key U.S. and Israeli air defense batteries, severely damage U.S. military
Yes, Doof.
bases
Next
in
week.
the Persian Gulf, inflict substantial economic pain, and driving a wedge between the United States and its Gulf allies.
Oh, pičku materinu. For those of you tuning in, we're having massive technical problems today.
End quote.
Okay, thank you.
So today we're going to go into more detail explaining how Iran is winning this war. And to do so, we're going to look at Iran's strategic goals and assess how Tehran has been accomplishing them. The first and most obvious is prevent.
We have reached the first hour. Reminder to everybody to pay their taxes. We will stream today and on Sunday, and we are only halfway through our Western weekly tax count. If you're a Westerner, pay your taxes. If you're from the developing world and can afford to do so, pay your taxes. If you can not afford a sub, please ask one of our incredibly wealthy and based Oilers to supply you one. Let's gamba today. Let's make number go up. Let's stay at this incredibly sustainable level so that we can feel like we are truly a next level mainstream community. But jokes aside, yeah, if you can, support the show. If you cannot, God bless. I'm grateful either way that you're choosing to spend your time with me. Thank you, Ashkan Kiani. Ashkan Kiani, that's such a cool name. Ashkan Kiani, thank you very much for the 5, my friend. Thank you very, very much. Paint the chat purple, as they say. Let's fucking go.
Regime change and preventing state collapse. It's obvious that the U.S. and Israel
and of course the fucking psycho is here. I fucking love you, you piece of shit. Thank you, Rascal, very much. Sorry, it's in my culture when we like someone, we curse at them. It's don't take it personally. Actually, take it personally. It means it's a great sign of respect. Thank you for the 10. I'll count you as a taxpayer because I fucking have to. And I have not forgotten. I owe you a free 50 spin. And yes, on Sunday we are doing the mask. There's 2 more people that get free spins. Cuphead, remind me when you have the time who the 2 other top oilers of last week were.
Initially thought They
This week we got like Rascal dominating with 250, but place 2 and place 3 is so easy to take. Anaconda and Crisco, like you can overtake this. Barry is so close. Like spot 2 and spot 3 get a spin for 20 gift subs for free, and spot 3 gets for 5 gift subs for free. Spot 1 gets 50, but let's be honest, you're not beating Rascal, okay? Got to pay the Catholic tax on Good Friday. God bless, man. God bless. You Catholic, happy holidays, man.
could destroy the Iranian government.
Hitting the mask on Sunday. We're gonna like brainstorm what we want it to look like, my friend. So please come. Like you're very creative. We're gonna have some good ideas.
By carrying out so-called decapitation strikes targeting all of the political and military leaders of the government. But they have failed to do so. In fact, the Iranian government has not only shown that it's resilient, it's probably stronger now because it has more popular legitimacy, because even critics of the Iranian government...
Thank you, Moamian. Don't forget to use your primes on the streamer. Thank you, Moamian. Say it louder in the back. Point to the sign. Let's go, Las Vegas.
...inside the country have rallied behind the flag.
It's pretty insane that we are, average 500 viewer stream and we got 5,000 subs. How can I capitalize on the fact that I have 5,000 subs to get more people in here? And no, don't say buy bots the way everybody does, okay? Let's be honest. At this amount, I can really afford to bot, but I'm not going to do that shit.
And are now...
Because view counts and follower counts are unironically irrelevant as compared to sub counts. Let's be fucking honest.
Supporting the state and trying to...
Dang, I can't say bots, rent bots. Is really everyone except me botting? Am I that idiot guy? Am I that fucking idiot that's like the only guy that's not doing this? Am I just the only idiot? What's up? I don't think so.
Prevent the U.S. and Israel that launched this war of aggression from taking control of their country. So then let's look at another Iranian strategic goal.
Because how am I like a 500 average viewer, Andy, with 5,000 subs, and some people have like 3,000 viewers and have 1,000 subs? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I understand that most of this community are hardworking people and very radical, and we are international, and outside of American culture, it's very respectful to support something you believe in. But I can't explain it. Like the fact that we're so international maybe leads to this, or that we're more radical or whatever. I can't explain it. Or maybe I'm just not buying bots. Your chat is full of tops, not bots. You should stream with a tank top. That's a good idea. Make a hot top stream, motherfucker. Honestly, you're very funny when someone subs. You don't just say thank you and move on. Of course! So grateful. You're paying for my mortgage. 10% goes to Cuphead. Fucking, I buy new shit for the stream. Now we're going to make masks. I'm going to literally send top Oilers at the end of the month free masks if I can. I will figure it out. I will. You're a hell of a marketeer. I guess I proved that I am. Good at stroking the Oilers' ego. And let's be honest. I invented something new. Come on. I can't believe you're not. I like that you call it taxes. There you go. But I also invented something new. It's a little circular thing that goes around. And then there's a little bowl inside of it. And it lands either on a color or a number or both. And then you can double your subs. I am the only guy on Twitch that figured out how to make legal gamba, bro. That's also a pretty big factor. But for that, you got to be very, very, very willing to lose some money, okay? Very willing to lose some money. I always end up on top, of course. Don't get me wrong. I've always said this. But I still lose a lot, a big chunk of what I've made. And I'm happy with that. Last month, I lost around 500. I trust Hugo with my address for a mask. God bless, you will get one. Right now, you are number 2, Anaconda, with 30. I can't believe Crisco isn't trying you, or Barry isn't trying you, or I don't think so isn't trying you. I think that's why you have this split. House always wins to an extent, but it's like, play enough times and it equalizes. There's a 10% like draw off. I think it's a mix of call to actions for subs and a larger than average international audience that might have a sub price advantage with current conversion. Yeah. I definitely don't only get 5 or 6 euro subs, that's for sure. But you're supposed to say, because like we really enjoy the type of stuff that you make, and we enjoy the community that you've built, and we like spending time here together, and sometimes we learn something from you, sometimes we get fucked up together and shit, stuff like this is what you're supposed to tell me, and not, I like a gamba spin, spin gamba, so fun, whoa, or just telling me that I'm very good at marketing, telling a communist that left marketing to pitch communism, and now you're telling me I'm doing good at pitching communism because I'm good at marketing. Which actually, okay, no, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense, because pitching communism is still marketing. Oh my God, Ashkain Kani. Fucking rolling up to the top 3 spot in class. Thank you so much for your Western taxes, my friend. I've counted you. Everybody say thank you very much to our chatter. And of course, the chat thing doesn't work. Dude, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It's like on a timer. It just stops working every, I don't know how much. 27 months of child soldierism seems like I can be promoted to teenage soldier. You should get the, thank you very much, my friend. You should get the new thing soon. You'll probably get the new thing, the most advanced badge. Donating 10% of my paycheck to leftist causes. You're a fucking legend. Haven't you heard? Apparently saying Operation Epstein Fury is anti-Semitic. Operation Epstein Fury! The circumcised white Americans will go and die in droves. Did I die? But did I die though? Did I die though? Did I commit die right now? I didn't commit die. There you go.
To expel the U.S. military from the region. Now, the U.S. has been surrounding Iran militarily for decades. The U.S. built up 24 bases surrounding Iran in almost all of the neighboring countries. But in response to this U.S.-Israeli war of aggression...
Thank you, Ashkainani. Thank you very, very, very much for the 25. I want chat to pay attention and see if there's a pattern for when the screen gets stuck. Let's try and find a pattern so we can fix it in real time. That would be very fun.
Iran retaliated in self-defense and hit most of these U.S. bases. The Turkish state media outlet, the Anadolu Agency, compiled official data on the Iranian strikes on these U.S. military bases, and it reported on the 30th of March, so after a month of this war, that Iran carried out at least 5,471 missile and drone attacks targeting U.S. bases and critical sites in 7 Arab countries that are allied with the U.S. These Iranian attacks have been remarkably successful. In fact, the New York Times reported that the U.S. has basically been pushed out of all of its bases in the region. This was revealed in an incredible article titled, "Iran's attacks force U.S. troops to work remotely." I'm reading here from the New York Times. And by the way, keep in mind, this is a newspaper that strongly supported the illegal U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, along with the U.S. wars on Afghanistan and Libya and Syria and Yemen. So the New York Times is certainly not in any way an anti-war newspaper, but the New York Times has acknowledged that, quote, Iran has bombed U.S. bases across the Middle East in retaliation for the U.S.-Israeli war, forcing many American troops to relocate to hotels and office spaces throughout the region. And
Jummy Jum with the prime. Let's go. Thank you, sir.
Quote, which, by the way, explains why Iran has hit some hotels in the region. it's not because Iran is targeting civilian areas. It's because there are U.S. military targets that are in these civilian hotels in the region. In fact, the New York Times wrote that, quote, now much of the land-based military is, in essence, fighting the war while working remotely, end quote. So you know how so many people have been working from home since the pandemic? Well, now even the military is working remotely. And this is because Iran has destroyed their bases. By the way, this New York Times article is...
I really love the work-life balance that the military gives me nowadays. I can spend time with my children, wash my clothes, even watch a nice Netflix movie while droning children in the Middle East. The military now offers incredible flexible packages for executing brown people. You no longer have to take that very long drive or live abroad in order to do what every American loves doing, which is genocide. Oh yeah, this eternal classic. Is this TOS chat? Is this TOS? Is this TOS chat? Did you see when Hassan was like, oh man, did you see her husband's titties? Man, them titties big.
Is based on interviews with U.S. military officials. So they're acknowledging it. The
like
Pentagon
the
is now admitting this.
Bruv.
And the New York Times noted that U.S. troops have been relocated to makeshift alternative sites. It noted that before the U.S. and Israel started this war, there were around 40,000 U.S. troops in West Asia, the so-called Middle East. But now many of these troops have been relocated and sent as far away as Europe. I'm going to talk more about that in a few minutes here. This is another very important aspect of this war. But there are some U.S. forces who are still based in West Asia. However, they're not in their original bases. The New York Times wrote, and this is the money quote here, quote, many of the 13 military bases in the region used by American troops are all but uninhabitable, end quote. So Iran has succeeded in basically destroying all of the major U.S. bases in the region, including the Al Udeid Air Base, which is the biggest and most important U.S. base in the region. It is the air headquarters, or it was the air headquarters of U.S. Central Command, and Iran has hit the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet.
Come on, that was just them, 5D chessing from the White House. They're cutting costs. They promised to cut costs. So they're allowing the Iranians to blow up their bases so they don't have to waste money on protecting these ungrateful foreigners anymore.
Another major part of the U.S. Navy. So Iran has succeeded largely in expelling the U.S. military occupiers from West Asia. So this raises the question.
Not expelling, but okay. That's a bit of cold, but yeah, for nothing, maybe in the future.
Have these U.S. troops gone?
It has initiated the process of expelling American troops from many places around the world because it has screamed in the face of every country that thought, yeah, there's only upsides to hosting American bases on my territory. Now it's telling them, no. They're like, oh, I'm not in the Middle East, huh? Cyprus. Bam!
And this brings us to another remarkable article in the Wall Street Journal titled, Europe is quietly playing a crucial role in the Iran war. This article noted that the U.S. military...
Oh, son of a bitch. It's bugging so much, chat. Does anyone notice the pattern? Is
using many bases across Europe. It notes that U.S. bombers, drones, and ships have been fueled, armed, and launched via bases in the U.K., Germany,
they call them mahugas,
Portugal, Italy, France, and Greece. And it notes that the nerve center of the U.S. war against Iran is the Ramstein base in Germany.
Every 5-6 minutes.
And together, these military bases in Europe are, quote, facilitating one of the most logistically complex operations the U.S. military has been involved in for decades, end quote. The Wall Street Journal quoted a U.S. Air Force general who is the top military commander of NATO, and he said most European U.S. allies, quote, have been extremely supportive, end quote, The U.S. has around 40 military bases across Europe, which host 80,000 U.S. military forces. And the Wall Street Journal described Europe as a, quote, launch pad for U.S. operations in both the Middle East and Africa, end quote. The report also included a map showing some of the bases that the U.S. is using in Europe in order to wage this war on Iran. Again, these bases are located in the UK, Germany, Portugal, Italy, France, and Greece.
I might have found a potential cause. Let's see if it happens again. One app was running in the background, Apple TV, and the streaming apps really hate when you have OBS running. Really, really hate it, because usually people use it to record like movies in a based way. I mean, an illegal way. So let's see if it happens again. Okay. Attempt number one. Let's see. Because I think the reason it happens every 5-6 minutes, 6-7, I'm so sorry, is because the screen changes on Apple TV, right? Like they show like another trailer. Because usually when you open it, there's a trailer running, and they're usually 3 to 5 minutes. And then when they play another one that like registers as a new video being played, like the code, so that's what stops screen sharing over on OBS. I'm literally doing the sigh. Unironically, I'm sorry. I'm cringe today. I'm very cringe today. Oh, then Apple breaks it every few minutes to break recordings. This is not an accident. Let's see. I just tried it. Let's see if it works.
For all of these
praise Lord.
Countries,
50 gift subs in chat by everybody if it works.
Are parties to the war. Some of their governments may claim that supposedly they're neutral.
What does it say? 50 W's in chat. What the fuck? I'm not that greedy. God damn it.
Or claim they're not involved in the war. That is not true. They are parties to the conflict. They are involved because they're allowing the U.S. to use their territory to wage this war of aggression against Iran. So with all of that said, let's look back at the list of Iran's strategic goals in this war. It can pretty conclusively be said that, at least in the short term, Iran has largely succeeded in expelling the U.S. military from West Asia. Now, it's certainly possible that after this war ends, the U.S. could rebuild some of these military bases and continue deploying U.S. troops to the region. However, this brings us to another
well, let me like max it, okay?
Major Iranian goal.
Switch between shit.
Which is to force the regimes of the Persian Gulf.
Back to this one.
To reconsider their
It's working, dude. Social deviants. Let's go, Big D. Woo!
Alliance with the
Thank you very much for the 5.
U.S. and Israel.
I think I might have fixed it. And you call me Ank. Suki. You call me Ank. Pichke male. Ko je Ank sad? Ko je Ank sad?
Because pretty much all
proceeds to block. I'm going to lose my mind.
Of these countries in the region host U.S. military bases. And previously, they may have thought that those U.S. military bases were protecting them. But we now see that those U.S. military bases were actually endangering them, because when there's another war in the future, Iran will likely hit these
because they're
facilitating the U.S. war. They're not neutral. Again, these Persian Gulf regimes.
Attorney General Pam Bondie on her way involuntarily.
No more hot women in the White House. No more women in the oh fuck, son of a bitch. Son of a fucking bitch. Okay, we'll find it. We'll find it by the end of the stream. Son of a bitch. Oh. Restart your computer. Yeah. What do you think that will do to the stream I love? That's what. Thank you, Scarlet Ether. Thank you very kindly. I'm trying. I'm trying, my friend. Trying to use all the funds that I get and resources to make as many things that speak to as many different types of people. Non-binary penis is called a thingaling. It took me 5 seconds. Jesus Christ. Okay. 6 out of 10. Joke.
The private sector. So what do the numbers tell us about
Work in IT. If you start your computer, the stream will be fine.
what went wrong for her? CNN chief data analyst Harry Eden is here. Good morning to you, sir. How popular was Pam Bondie, before yesterday, before she got fired?
Yeah, the American people are saying, thank God Pam Bondie is gone. She wore on them like an in-law who stayed too late past Christmas vacation. I mean, just
Pete Hegseth fucking shaking.
take a look here. Net popularity of Pam Bondie. In January 2025, you know what? She was actually on the positive side of the ledger. Look at this, at +1 points. But look at this. Down she goes. The more people got to know Pam Bondie, the less they liked her. Her net
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Getting on that fucking DEI hires out of the fucking White House. Let's go.
popularity rating by the end, -19 points, a 20-point shift in the wrong direction. Of course, one of the key reasons being why
Cenk Becker, a fellow woman hater. Let's go. Thank you very much for the 14 months.
was the Epstein case, which of course she was helping in charge of that particular in the Trump administration. And the American people, simply put, did not like Pam Bondie. By the way.
How does this compare to other people who've had the job?
Yeah, okay. So, President Trump sees this. He sees, oh, my God, she's wearing on my administration. And more than that, he might recall that there was actually a fairly popular attorney general.
Imagine 16 years later, your kid comes from school and says, Dad, we'll learn about the great Trump purges of 2026. And Dad, like with massive bags under his eyes, lights a cigarette, one of the forbidden substances in the North American desert, which is the whole continent, and says, did you get to the point when they started hanging them?
At this point in administration, look at this. Net popularities of attorney general.
Did you get to the point when RFK Jr. started eating everyone?
Attorneys general about this time in the presidency. Look, Joe Biden.
Vaxxed.
Merrick Garland was actually on the plus side of ledger at +6 points. Look at this. Pam Bondie far more unpopular here at -19 points at this point. So we're talking about Merrick Garland being more than 25
Hey, Garland was completely irrelevant. Nobody fucking knew who Garland even is.
points more popular than the net popularity rate.
The whole job was like, Trump, fucking January 16th, 7/11, 9/11, 6/7.
And that's the reason why I had to put this former in parentheses right here, because Pam Bondie
Circed.
is bye-bye Bondie.
She's still serving
Yeah, she got circed, bro.
for a little while longer. She's a fired, yet she has, the honor of getting to keep the job for a few more days until she loses her access to the building. You talked about
It's always very funny how his biggest sycophants are the ones that get the boot the earliest during an administration. It's phenomenal.
Epstein. How does that issue rank among others?
Yeah, how does it rank? The idea is, okay, we'll get rid of Pam Bondie, and maybe that would somehow make you more popular, Donald Trump, in the Epstein case. Look, the Epstein case is going to continue to be a big problem for Donald Trump, because just take a look here. Take a look at Trump's net approval rating, immigration, foreign policy, the economy, trade, tariffs, the Epstein case. Look.
We're doing so well, man. They're doing really good. I always like to joke about this. The American administration's main enemy are American citizens. So whenever they do this, of course I'm joking, that's not how empire works and so on, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, you fucking nerd. It's, they're doing a good job fighting their greatest opponent. Look at these numbers, man. These numbers are walking over me. What's this? Okay, both just glitched. Phenomenal. I'm just going to be doing this all day. It's what I love doing. Ooh, it's my favorite thing. Top 10 things of all time that I love doing like this. Ooh, look, now I'm switching this one to this one. Ooh, I'm resetting them. Wait, is there like a reset, color, order, transform, hide, and scale, filtering, filters? No, none. A Chinese video by Laho Talks World is going viral online, breaking down how Iran could try to target the F35 using equipment by simplifying the problem step by step.
2周的高强度空袭下，露天停放的军用飞机基本都还原成零件了。就算能依托冻库保留一部分。
Man, nobody monitors the situation harder than random Chinese citizens and content creators. Dude, they monitor the shit out of everything. They monitor so hard. They're not cucks like me that just like monitors and watches with you guys. You're cucks as well, by the way. We're just monitoring. They're making whole videos like advice, like true armchair warlord moment coming to us from what's up, Beijing. They're like, okay, listen, Iranians, I'm about to make a whole video explaining to you how you can take down these incredibly powerful aircraft. If you listen to me, Mr. Mr. Chang from downtown fucking Beijing, you're gonna win this war. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
Look at this. That is by far the worst issue for Donald Trump of the major issues at negative 40 points. Negative 40 points. Worse than immigration, worse than foreign policy, worse than the economy, worse than trade and tariffs. So the bottom line is this. The Epstein case is not going away if you're Donald Trump, even if Pam Bondie.
He somehow made it worse. That's arguably the funniest part of this whole story. We unironically went to war against, in an unprovoked way, I mean Americans, in order to pull attention away from the Epstein scandal. And what we got was a thing that people ended up caring about more than the Epstein scandal, which is oil prices going through the roof and you starting another war that nobody fucking needs. He somehow, in order to get away, in order to push attention away from the Epstein scandal, Trump did something that the masses hated even more than the Epstein scandal. That is skill. That is skill. That is J.D. Pondon, and we all salute him and thank him for his service. That's almost like, I'm going to make sure nobody talks about my connections to billionaire pedophiles by leaking information about my connections to billionaire cannibals. Ha-ha! Nobody's going to talk about the pedophilia now when they start thinking I'm a cannibal. I am 3 steps ahead. Ooh. It's one of the reasons, not the only reason. Of course, Jesus Christ, Kubashi. For fuck's sakes.
Is going away. The Epstein case is going to continue to weigh on the president of the United States.
But you don't want to.
They gotta stop talking about the Epstein files, so I'm gonna do the only thing that's gonna make them hate me even more.
Be the face of that issue in the administration. Okay, what are the markets saying about who might be next as Attorney General?
Okay, so who might be next for Attorney General? Let's take a look at the Couch prediction market. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't rape children. I only rape. Only normal rape for me.
Look here, chance to be Trump's next Attorney General. Lee Zeldin is the favorite at this point. Of course, Lee Zeldin from the great state of New York, the great island of Long. 60% chance. Todd Blanchard, a 26% chance. So at this point, Zeldin is in the driver's seat, but I'm not quite sure it's a job you really want.
It'll be interesting to see how much jockeying there is for the job in the next few months. Harriet, and thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
She faced a subpoena from the House Oversight Committee and was set to appear before lawmakers for a deposition about the Epstein files in 2 weeks. The person who had led that subpoena push, joining us now, Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina. Thank you for being here. Now, a committee spokesperson, Congresswoman, had told CNN last night that the plan after the news was that the chairman was going to speak with members about the status of the deposition subpoena and confer on next steps. Have you talked to the chairman yet about those next steps?
I have not yet, but I made my point very clear yesterday when I issued the subpoena that was voted on by the Oversight Committee a number of weeks ago. We did it by name and not by the title of the Attorney General. So she's still compelled and required by law to come before the Oversight Committee. And at this juncture, I'm not backing away from that or backing down from that. I do believe the handling of the Epstein files was done in a very poor manner. By her and her office, and there are still questions that she has answers to that are very serious and has information I believe that'll be important to the committee. So I'm moving forward.
Stuck. Thank you, chat. For those of you joining us, we have some insane technical difficulties, but I can't restart the stream. Thank you for noticing. There we go. And the chat is also bugged, so I got to do this thing every fucking 5 minutes. Very fun, very entertaining for you guys to watch as well, I'm sure.
If I could still have the majority of support from the committee, it won't be just me. I have to have the support of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to move forward if the chairman wants to try to quash it.
So there is a step that might need to be taken if the chairman wants to go a different direction.
Thank you, Per. Thank you very much, as always, my friend.
Than what has already happened. Then you will need support from your Republican colleagues and Democratic colleagues to try to make sure she comes in?
Yes. And, that'll be, I'm assuming if that's the overture right now, that I'll have a little bit of work to do behind the scenes to make sure that I have any votes, if it's going to come up for a vote or how we move forward. I'm pushing to have her. She's made a lot of statements about the files. I have questions about those statements. I have questions about why not all of the files have been released. I think there's a messaging issue as well, and the lack of communication. And quite frankly, the DOJ has mocked members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats alike. I'm concerned about Todd Blanche because, he's mocked and gone after members of Congress who have had questions about the Epstein files. And I think it's very important that the next Attorney General, that we show that there is not a two-tiered system of justice, that if you're rich and powerful and politically connected, regardless if you broke the law, our country's going to go after you, that you will be arrested, you will be investigated, there will be a trial. That's really important to me to restore trust in the institution.
You say that there's no question that says that the subpoena stands for Pam Bondie. Do you have any inkling or suggestion that if it stands, she will fight it at this point?
I don't at this point. I mean, the rumor was she didn't want to come in for it previous to this, which is why she did the briefing pretty much immediately. And we were only given 24 hours notice for that.
Wait, I prefer my pundits with long hair. Okay, check, but also with a beard.
There's useless, and then there's Pam Bondie. Cockroaches have more respect from people than Scam Bondie ever will. She's just been fired. Hallelujah, time to butt chug some brewskis in the bathtub tonight to celebrate this wonderful news. Pam Bondie famously shut down the conversation about Epstein, stating that we need to focus on the Dow because it's over 50K, stating that it's ridiculous to be talking about Epstein when the Dow's over 50K. That's what we need to focus on. And now look at us, Pam. Who could have seen this? Dow's under 50K and she lost her whole job. Ain't that some shit, huh? Man, when it rains, it pours. Pam Bondie's time as Attorney General will be looked back on with embarrassment and shame. They won't be hanging her jersey number in the rafters, celebrating her time in this position. She was fucking useless. More useless than my goofy areolas. There has never been anyone in the history of this country worse at their job than Pam Bondie. Whoa. And I don't just mean from a government position. I mean across the entire spectrum of jobs that exists. There has never been a single soul that is more terrible at their job than Pam Bondie was as Attorney General. You could have given Attorney General to a fucking crackhead who's never lucid, and he probably would have accidentally stumbled into doing a couple of things. She did nothing. Literally nothing. She accomplished less than a gas station toilet, yet she probably swallowed more shit than a toilet. And she did so proudly, without an ounce of shame or regret.
Whoa.
It's so
W's
pathetic.
in chat.
I don't know how she sleeps at night. And apparently she even had the gall to grovel and beg to not be fired because this means everything to her. She doesn't do anything. All she does is just lie and idly collect a paycheck while delivering lip service that is constantly contradictory and debasing herself in front of the entire nation with a chin held high. It is the most pathetic shit imaginable.
Good day. We are coming on the air with breaking news. President Trump has apparently fired his Attorney General, Pam Bondie, according to a senior administration official and a source familiar with the matter. This comes after NBC News learned that the president has grown frustrated with his attorney general in recent days, according to multiple sources. This is a blow because she has been a very loyal sort of friend and ally of the president for a long time, going back to Florida.
I love how the reporter struggled to find the words to adequately describe her relationship with Trump. Because friend and ally, loyal, that doesn't even really encapsulate it. She was a leech, an actual parasite, a fucking hemorrhoid, a pinworm, living deep inside the asshole of President Trump. More than willing to just suck the farts straight out of his butt. Like that, she was so deep in there. No, she never thought that she would be thrown under the bus because of this level of NPC behavior from her. She was a full-blown drone.
I have nothing to add to this. It's too good. Oh, son of a... It's becoming more common. What the hell is going on with my OBS?
Actual thought of her own in years. Because she is just on cruise control, idly just going through the motions and delivering speeches and just constantly lying about the Epstein files being on her desk, by the way, which they're probably still there. She's just got to go in there and dust it off when she's collecting her things and leaving the office forever. And now that she has been thrown under the bus here, I have to imagine she's just sitting there fucking drooling blankly like the parents from Weapons after the spell gets broken on them.
Even in her tweet, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to get like a very good job in the private sector. Actually, I'm not I have another, thing lined up. Like, he didn't break up with me. I broke up with him.
Probably just stunned, catatonic in like a fucking fugue state, not sure what to do with herself. She threw everything away. Literally became a complete clown in front of the entire world, and now it didn't pay off. She wasn't able to just endlessly coast off being this bot.
Assisting in the first Trump term. And this, in many ways, comes down to a representation of the frustration that President Trump has, that his vision for how he could exact retribution against political rivals and those who had, in his perception, done him wrong at some past point, to be brought to justice. That has not happened, even though this Department of Justice under Pam Bondie has attempted to do so in a number of areas where we've seen the failed attempts to prosecute James Comey.
Memory usage is fine. Memory usage is completely fine. I got 32 gigabytes, 25 just being used. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't go outside of the green. I don't know what's happening.
Letitia James.
Failure really is the only word that can appropriately describe Pam Bondie's entire career. Everything she has ever attempted to do here during her time as Attorney General has been a complete and utter failure. And now, the person that she was huffing farts like they were oxygen is throwing her to the side. Like, Woody, I no longer want to play with you. And now what, Pam? And now what?
Then there's the broader issue of the Epstein files. There was a moment where Pam Bondie, who in the journey of her time as Attorney General has been both loyal but has also committed some self-inflicted errors. She talked about having the so-called Epstein list on her desk, and that never materialized. She had led people to believe there would be more coming on Epstein, and then initially...
RAM, yeah, I checked everything. Everything's in the green. CPU load is fine. Memory load is fine. Got a MacBook Pro. Come on, I've been streaming on the same device since I started streaming. There's no way like today it got outdated or something. Right? So I don't know, chat. I'm very sorry. System usage at 9%. User usage at 15%, idle 77%. That's the CPU. Have you powered it off and on? I will afterwards, but that would kill the stream, my friend. You're good, Hugo. We're joking, but we're committed. Thank you, my friend. But still, it's disrespectful to you. You come for a show and it's not fucking running well.
Last summer, the Department of Justice said the files would be closed. There was no action to be taken.
And we're still currently in that circus.
Struggle 4 was having issues too? Really? With OBS or with connections? It's so fucking strange.
Whirlwind. Pam Bondie will always be mocked and looked at as the clown that she is. That being said, better late than never. I'm glad she is finally fired. That is wonderful news. Yes, it should have happened sooner, but it's still good that it's here now. Though I don't think her replacement is going to be a huge improvement. It's Todd Blanche.
Have you tried violence? Well, let me... Okay, I hit it once. Let's see if it works.
Todd Blanche is someone I've already shot spitballs at because this guy openly just talks about how there most likely will never be a further Epstein investigation into the client.
Thank you guys. You're very nice.
He also famously had that wonderful little segment where he said it's not a crime to party with Epstein.
Is there any chance that any of these individuals who partied with Epstein and engaged in relations with minors will be prosecuted? Any chance?
I'll never say no, and we will always investigate any evidence of misconduct. But as you know, it is not a crime to party with Mr. Epstein, and so as horrible as it's not a crime to email with Mr. Epstein. And some of these men may have done horrible things, and if we have evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But it's also the kind of thing that the American people need to understand, that it isn't a crime to party with Mr. Epstein. It isn't a crime to have
Didn't look like that's all that was going on some of those photos. I mean, if the photos could speak, some of them look pretty bad.
That's right. And unfortunately, photos can't speak. So we need witnesses. And
Are there videotapes that you all have? Or?
For the millionth time, yes, there are videos also. Todd Blanche mentions the witnesses and stuff, but they don't really seem to want to talk to the victims overly often. That seems to be an area they're not super gung-ho about gathering information from the potential victims that have come forward. Todd Blanche is not someone I put a lot of faith in doing a better job as Attorney General, but I will say it would be hard for him to do a worse job than Pam Bondie. And he is not shy about just letting you know that they don't really plan on doing a whole lot with the Epstein case. There's another clip that he has become infamous for where he's pretended he didn't understand the question when asked about like the abusers in the Epstein files, that kind of thing. So Todd Blanche, not exactly looking like a superstar to really start pumping your fist about, but doesn't mean we can't celebrate Pam Bondie being fired. But anyway, just wanted to yap about this and say, bye, Pam. Enjoy retirement. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah. There's useless...
Great yap, great yap. Now let's see how much this is costing the Americans, this incredibly successful war.
Our main story. The US-Israel war with Iran is into its second month, and there's growing attention on how much money the US is spending on the conflict. Recently, the Trump administration signaled that it would be requesting more funds, but there are increasing demands for greater transparency over how much the war is costing. Our analysis editor, Ros Atkins, has more.
For the US, the war with Iran comes with a substantial bill. Lawmakers were told the first 6 days cost $11.3 billion. It's reported that early on, hundreds of Tomahawk missiles were used. These can cost around $3.5 million each. But with Iran's defences degraded, some analysts believe the US is increasingly using bombs that cost much less. Also, the US says Iranian attacks have sharply reduced. There's independent analysis that backs this up. Such a reduction means using fewer resources to repel Iranian attacks. Costs may have come down.
Your OBS clearly needs more oilers. I mean, you might be onto something. Let's see if that fixes it. I didn't even do the Griff session at 1 hour 30 minutes. Maybe my OBS is punishing me. I mean, let's see if it works. I don't know. Pay your taxes, ! Tax. Make line go up, and maybe it's gonna start working all of a sudden. You never know. You gotta test. You gotta test the fixes before you find the right fix. You know what I mean? Thank you, Left on Main. Oh, wow. Let's see if it's working. I feel like it might be working. Let's see. It might be working.
The US isn't providing precise numbers, but estimates can be made. The Center for Strategic and International Studies is a widely respected defense think tank in Washington. Using known military activity, known weapons prices, and other data, it estimates that by day 12, the war was costing $385 million a day. Whatever the exact...
Okay. Well, if this doesn't fix it, I don't know what will. What the fuck?
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Big Mac, Whopper.
Let's go! Doubles in chat for Crisco. Holy shit, motherfucker. What the fuck? You're now number 2. Absolute mad motherfucking lad. Thank you, Crisco, as always, bruv. Let's see if it worked now. Let's see if it worked. Seriously, thank you, Crisco. Everybody say thank you, Crisco. All 50 of you. All 50 of you now continue your subs, your gift, or pay them forward. Let's fucking go. Very good, Crisco. Jesus, Crisco. Thank you. I'm calling you a mechanic now. We can hear you, homie. That's all that matters. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I've never, like, in 2 years of streaming, 1 year of serious streaming, I have not had anything like this happen to me ever. So I don't know what the appropriate response is. I think the appropriate, like, Twitch response is like making it out to be like the biggest problem a human being can have. Throwing shit around, losing my mind, and being very passive-aggressive to chat. But, you know, I'm a hipster. I try to do things a little bit differently. Thank you, Crisco.
Figure, the level of spending is drawing attention. But is it unusual?
Thank you very
America
much.
invests heavily in its military, not far off $1 trillion a year. And the Trump administration's overall...
I mean, if you really look at the data, a chatter sent earlier before the crazy 50... if Adhdan, ADHD Dan, Adhdan, man, very long English. Look, it's almost fixed. Trump has proposed a $1.5 trillion defense budget, a 40% increase, the largest since World War II. In exchange for more war, he wants to cut the EPA budget by half, cut $10 billion for housing, cut $8.5 billion for K-12 programs, cancel $15 billion for clean energy, cut $2.5 billion for clean drinking water, eliminate $1.6 billion for youth job training, cut $3.5 billion from the Labor Department, eliminate $395 million for senior employment, eliminate $775 million in food assistance grants, eliminate the National Endowment for Democracy, cut $5 billion from the National Institutes of Health, eliminate the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Act, also known as program. I mean... incredible stuff. Wait, now I'm fixing this. Jesus, I can't fucking think straight, man. I swear to God. Yeah. But what will the Democrats do with this easy win? They will start talking about how Hassan is actually very problematic and an anti-Semite. The easiest win handed to anyone in history that they can milk forever, they cannot because they love war. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, it worked for a while, Crisco. Thank you for trying to fix it, man.
The military budget is largely in line with previous administrations. But it's helpful to consider other wars involving the US. In March 2003, the US led an invasion of Iraq. In today's terms, the war and its build-up had cost an estimated $57 billion by September 2003. Or in 2001, the US invaded Afghanistan. By 2012, thousands of troops were deployed, with all the costs that come with that. It was the most expensive year of the war. In today's terms, costing $131 billion. Compare that with the Iran war. After 1 month, it may well have cost over $20 billion. One official under President George W. Bush told the BBC that the initial stages of this war involved a rate of spending that significantly exceeded Iraq and Afghanistan.
It's a different kind of warfare. There are no boots on the ground, but there are fleets stationed all off the coast. Very expensive to get them there, keep them there. There are very expensive weapons and missiles being used and destroyed every day. They have to be replaced. It's very expensive.
And more funds are already being requested. The Pentagon is seeking up to $200 billion. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says it takes money to kill bad guys. But as the bill for this war goes up, President Trump may need to persuade lawmakers and all Americans that this is money well spent.
Ros Atkins there. Well, the war has had a dramatic effect on the price of oil across the world.
I mean, for now, it's been quite impressive. We're spending money, cutting things that the most disadvantaged member of our society need, increasing prices on everything from chicken nuggets to oil prices. And in return, we get epic compilations from the White House Twitter channel and TikTok channel. Oh, God damn it. How can somebody fumble the bag this fucking bad? And how can the Democrats fumble the bag so bad by not utilizing this particular fumbling? I cannot, I genuinely don't know. More lube usually fixed most problems. Yes, your technological difficulties aren't friction related.
Markets have been reflecting the uncertainty
Good one
of
there.
how long the war will last. Let's speak to our Asia business correspondent, Nick Marsh. Nick, this is something that indirectly or directly affects all of us. How worried are businesses about the prices of oil?
Hugely worried, Lakshmi. I mean, when the price of oil goes up, the price of pretty much everything goes up because you need oil to power factories, you need oil.
Everyone is talking about this war. Like literally everyone. The most apolitical bro that never brought anything up is now talking about this war because he's feeling it economically in almost every corner of the planet, by the way.
To transport goods, it factors into the price of jet fuel.
This particular war will act as one of the like pinnacle disenfranchisement moments for so many liberals and so many so-called centrists, even some chuds in the international sphere, the non-American sphere, the non-human sphere, as they say, when it comes to their perspective towards the U.S. Like it's because a lot of chuds and a lot of liberals, they don't dislike empire. They identify with the American far right. They identify with American empire, even though they very often pay for what American empire wants to do, especially, for example, in Europe, even though they get almost none of the benefits of American empire. Whenever America does invade a place, bomb a place, coup a president, kidnap a president, etc., for some reason, because we're all living in America, America is wunderbar, right? They feel like, we were part of that. We were part of that. Because you're owning the evil Eastern foreigner, right? So even though you're not on the team, bro, you're genuinely not on the team, bro, you still feel like kind of your team is winning. You understand what I mean? It's a mass psychosis event. Kind of your team is winning when the Americans are winning. Will now, in a very Trumpian fashion, start disliking the states, not because they started yet another invasion, but because they started yet another invasion and massively fumbled it. Fumbled it so much that our prices are increasing now. So in the same way they have, and we have, and so many people have identified with American empire because it's from, let's be honest, white supremacist perspectives, right? Like America is us because... Lilleburger crazy! Oh, social deviants, thank you so much. So let me just finish the point and then I'll fucking glaze you up properly. So let's be honest, because of white supremacy, a lot of people, not even whites very often, but people that identify with Western culture, Western hegemony and so on, always applauded the Americans when they would go and do very fucked up shit to specifically nationalities, ethnicities, and groups that they do not identify with. And the only reason they will now The only reason why a lot of, for example, European or even in certain cases Asian and South American liberals and even centrists and even nationalist right-wing chuds, the main reason they will try to distance themselves from this now is because it's been such a monumental failure. So J.D. Pondon doing his job yet again, keep saluting with both hands, especially to social deviants with that 25, baby. 20 fascista. Thank you very much. We are at 19 Western taxpayers, baby. Yeah. Everybody W for social deviants. We love deviants, especially when it is social. Lele! So many disenfranchised Westerners fucking dropping in here, paying them taxes, fucking going crazy up in this motherfucker. Going absolutely crazy. Anaconda. True Oiler has to defend her spot on the top Oiler chart. Let's go with that 10. Thank you very much. Anaconda W's. I will count you as another Western tax payment man. But like other Westerners need to wake up. The sky can't be carried just by these beautiful, incredibly handsome, incredibly tough, incredibly powerful Oilers. It's gotta be paid by the rest of you, okay? Silent Westerners. Lele Taylor Swift Juice with 1,000, and we got a golden Kappa train. Oh my God, it's on a level 7. Oh, it's above 6. It's now 7. Kappa coming to us from America. Okay, let's see how far this KKKK Appa train gets to. True motherfucking Jew, who said Hugo can't run a stream even when OBS is sabotaging him. Nobody said that. Hugo said that so that he can fight an invisible enemy. Is this a pivot to the right wing for Hugo Opnik, or is this him just milking the KKKK Appa train? Maybe a combination of both. As the line goes down, as sub counts go down, because last month on this day we did relatively well. The Oilers show up in style. They jump out of their oil tankers and they say this Hormuzzi needs some oiling. This Hormuzzi needs to be smooth as fuck, and they start dropping that shit. Irate Lump comes in with a 17. Scarlet Ether comes in with another gift. Everybody goes crazy. The crowd is losing their mind. Mother Nature showing off comes in with another 6-month streak. Yeah. Slurple Nurple says the developing world must take part of this Kappa train. What do I mean when I say developing world chatter? I mean everybody drops a 5 and it's from the developing world is a developing world taxpayer. Let's fucking go. We are fighting the slow decline of subs by literally dominating them Hormuzzi style. I'm overdrafted, but it will happily. No, don't. No, please. God bless. God, no. Don't overdraft. No. Thank you. I still appreciate Scarlet Ether, the gift, but no, please. God bless you. Dom the subs. I refuse to. I'm averse when it comes to my subs. I ask them what they like, and then I fulfill. Okay. You see, Epstein. Hegseth wants guns on military bases. That is a great idea. That is the best idea. I love that idea. That is an idea that will in no way go bad. Okay. If this passes, you know how many disenfranchised fucking. How many disenfranchised American soldiers are definitely not going to start doing this? They're definitely not. Like, if there's guns, they're definitely not start doing this. Well, in the bases, okay? Ah, shit. Dude, ruining my bits so badly. A son of a bitch! Stop ruining my bits, OBS. Fucking Mossad ass, fucking OBS ass motherfucker. Wait 1 second. Ruining my bits. This is American bases, especially domestic ones, where everybody's just lounging around being angry at themselves when they give them a couple of guns. This one's in Nevada or something. Oh, throwback. Pink Kale, thank you for the gifty. Taylor Swift, Juche. Juche. Thank you very much for the 5. Mother Nature showing off. Thank you very much for the 12 months, baby. Kappa train initiating. Kappa train growing. Kappa train engulfing. Level 9, level 9, level 9. Rascal. Kappa train gets another taxpayer rascal, and this motherfucker fucking throwing his fucking slog around. Let's fucking go, baby! Fuck OBS. We are defeating every OBS. Okay. Anyways, 360 no scopes for high scores in American bases. I have no opinion on that. Zero opinions. I have none of them on this particular topic. Thank you, Rascal. W in chat for Rascal, the greatest oiler to ever oil. I had to respond to a drunk guy destroying a fire alarm with a 15-pound weight after throwing women's laundry from the laundry room off the 3rd floor. Certainly having a gun would make that situation amazing. Absolutely. Certainly having a gun in a place where you have superior officers continuously screaming at you, continuously making you feel like a little bitch, especially during your first months of either domestic or foreign deployment, is not going to increase numbers of rookie to higher superior murders on the basis. That is definitely not how that is going to most definitely go. I don't think so with the 5, the ultimate VIP. Let's fucking go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. True motherfucking true. You know what I like chewing? I like chewing hype trains, especially when they're big. Okay. Yes. Let's go. Jesus, I swear to God, I worked on a fucking on a bidding platform in my past life. Kappa level 10. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kappa level 10. That's enough. God bless. What do we get with a level 10 Kappa? What happens when it's on level 10? Do we get extra shit? What does Kappa even mean? Kappa. Kappa. What's the extra stuff we get? We get golden Kappa. We get to post the golden Kappa. Okay, great. I love Kappa. Private Pile says, hold my beer. Also, how many people join the military because they just want an excuse to be violent? Yes. And then they don't get deployed abroad and they still want to do violent shit. So they do it domestically. The goal is 15. I mean, Cuphead is very aggressive as always. Making the unaliving stat go 5,000%. It would unironically make it go 5,000%. Now I'm joking. Motherfuckers are going to start killing themselves. A lot of motherfuckers are going to start killing themselves. Just the Shavadanas. They're giving guns to depressed soldiers that live in bases. It's the greatest idea of all time. Will they then fire everybody that works for the military police? Or maybe working in the military police will now actually become a bigger job than just issuing tickets to speeding tanks on the base or something of that sort. Like, military police will actually have to, do detective work and be like, who has committed this murder? Like, we will have military police detectives because there's going to be so many murders on the military bases. Depressive soldiers who have been on extended deployment, 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Social deviants with another 5. Delicious zombies with the 11 months. Hey, soldiers are historically very sane and emotionally stable individuals. Incredibly rascal. Lele Crisco. Lele. Oh my God, I'm having a Stalin moment. Holy motherfucking shit, Lele Bate. And we have entered Gamba. Oh my God. They are competing with each other. A rascal punches Crisco in the face. Crisco turns around and punches even motherfucking harder. Everybody's throwing down. Shit, they absolutely can cash. Because now I am fucked. Now I'm actually low-key fucked up the ass. Rascal, it is time. It is time for you to get your well-earned rewards, okay? As the Kappa train goes on, we are having a moment of respect. So this, I'm very scared if the moment of respite. Unlike American soldiers, we're not going to kill ourselves. We're going to do ethical-based Gamba. So you see how the screen froze? I am so scared that it freezes during Gamba, okay? Because if it freezes during Gamba, you guys are going to fucking call me a cheat so motherfucking hard, okay? Crisco, thank you very much for the 25. Seriously, dude. You're being too kind today. Rascal, thank you for the 20. Both of you have entered right after the goal was hit. We're going to keep gambling as long as we're above this goal. Let's start out with Rascal because he was the top oiler of last week. He has a free 50 spin with an additional 20. Rascal, the ultimate VIP here. Would you, sir, would you like to spin for a 70? Or would you like to first spin for a 20 and then a 50? The choice is yours. The choice is completely yours. Let me fix this. Oh, God, this is so annoying. Rascal, 70 on red, please. Oh, my God, everybody's shooting bricks. Oh, my God. Welcome, Rascal, one of the greatest VIPs of this casino. What will we see happen now? Will he win 70 for chat, or will he fumble it all? 70 on red, that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. 50, 70 on red. Are we ready? Are we ready? Rascal, raise your hand when you are ready, sir, and we will spin the wheel of fortune. Do you make the disgusting streamer man go slightly broke, but make chat happy or not? Ready. Then, in the name of God and Lenin, we spin. 70 on red. Son of a bitch, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Come on. Fuck you. No. No, don't fucking do that. Fucking
27.
shit.
Red, odd. You win.
Congratulations to the gentleman in red. Congratulations. Congratulations, Afghan nation. Congratulations. Congratulations. Rascal, bravo, jebem tu pičku. I mean, I put my money where my mouth is. Bravissima. Oh shit, it's asking me to... It's a big amount. So I need to confirm it with... oh lord, okay. Okay, I gotta use my phone to actually confirm the payment. That's crassy. That only happens with Rascal, dude. Only happens with this motherfucker. Okay. Code is... Jesus. Too much adrenaline. I can't look. Oh my God, I'm keep fumbling it. 1, 5, 9, 5, 4, 2. Okay. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Okay. Rascal, did that feel good, brother? I hope it felt good. Felt good for me too, I have to admit. But then it felt horrible, but also good at the same time. It usually goes like that. Thank you, Esra. What's it called? Sir Armando for the Prime. Welcome to the community. And thank you, Zombries, for the gift. Thank you very much. As good as always, you know how it is. I know, brother. I know. I have a fucking brewski on me, brother. Forced Content, thank you for the 5 as well, baby. Thank you very much. Before that, Crisco, are you going to have mercy on me? Or are you going to spin that 25? It's completely your call. You are another VIP. Choose. You wanna shank me up the 50-50 to shank me? Or no gamba, brother? Crisco, come here. Crisco, come here. Come. That was supposed to be a kiss, but the microphone didn't come with me. Thank you, Crisco, so much. Thank you so fucking much. Thank you also to both, but still, Crisco's mercy is always wildly appreciated. Oh. Level 15 Golden Kappa Train. We're fucking murdering the fucking Twitch game, guys. We're murdering the Twitch game. That tasted like cigarettes in communism. Hey, like Zins in communism, but I hope you like it. Social Deviants, may I gamba? Of course, but can you check? Cuphead, can you check? Crisco, RXS. So, Social Deviants, your last 5 didn't come in when we reached the gamba goal, unfortunately. But everything from now on, you can gamba. That's the rule. We reach the goal, and then we can gamba. Anaconda will not have mercy on me, but Anaconda always loses, so that's fine. Thank you so much for the 20, Anaconda. Dude, we're murdering this fucking thing. Jesus Christ, guys. That's why a man should never quit. Like, this stream was not supposed to fucking happen. It's got every fucking issue going at it that a person can think of, but we stood strong. We stood strong against the tide that wanted us to stop us from gambaying and talking about politics. So, forced content is doing 5 on green? 5 on 0? God bless you, sir. 5 on green for the badass motherfucker.
26.
Oh my
Level
God!
Even.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Dude. It's a 3x on 0. It's a 3x on 0. Good job, my friend. Good job to forced content. Good fucking job. Close enough, man. Anaconda, my dear friend, how are you gonna fuck me up today? Let's go. Let's push the hype train into overdrive. Come on. What? But social deviants didn't. Social deviants came in before we reached the target, unfortunately. You understand what I'm saying? I know social deviants came in now. Oh, God bless. Thank you, social deviants. Apologies, my friend. Genuine apologies. Genuine apologies. Just trying to keep it fair. You're going to give your spin. First, we go Anaconda with 20 on odd. 20 on odd for Anaconda. 20 on odd for Anaconda. You know what? Let's make it fun. And 13 for social deviants. Let's make it fun. 13 for social deviants and 20 on odd. Okay? Let's go. Social deviants, you can 3x it on a number. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
31. Black. Odd. You win.
1331. It's just in reverse. I mean, if you do this. You won, I guess. Oh, thank you, Social Deviant, so much. And congratulations to Anaconda. Is this like your first victory or something? You absolute legend. Okay, 31. You know what? Fuck it. There you go. Because I disrespected you by not seeing your sub, 31 counts as 13 today. There you go. 25 subs for the community. Good for you guys. Good for you. Good for you, motherfuckers. And Gamba is taking a break, okay? Gamba's taking a break. We'll return later, maybe. Okay, let's go back to the news, please. How much is the U.S. in debt over this war? Let's continue. Everyone's rancor. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the crazy level 15 hype train. 218 gift subs, out of which 100 are mine. Jesus Christ. The wife's going to love that one. 95 subs given. Holy shit, you're going to be broke, my guy. Hey, don't disrespect the house like there's a moking over here. The house knows what it's doing, brother. Hey, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Chat gets subs. Oilers get some fun. It's what it's all about. I lost 95. Yeah, great start to the month. Fantastic start to the month. Thank you to all the gamblers, and thank you for everyone else who came to the casino. And now you got the golden kappa thing. You can spam, right? Oh shit! Let's get chat fucking golden. Let's get it golden. Let's get it golden. Wait, I fucked that up. Oh shit! It's so golden, nice. Oh, I love gold. Oh god. The only guy that loves gold more than what's it called? Than Trump is me. Oh, it looks so good. Wait, the guys that didn't participate in the train don't got the golden kappa. Everybody that participated in the train, it is time to make the other ones feel class or class envy. Okay. Spam that golden. Make them suffer. This is class warfare. Make them suffer. Let's see who's based. Hey, what's up with that little silver bitch ass motherfucking kappa? Oi, oi. Bravissima. Bravissima. You motherfuckers. You could literally one gift sub and you could have had it. When golden mask on Sunday, we're going to be designing the new mask. We never know. Okay, back to the news. Let's start. And it glitches, of course, it glitches. And this was so much fun, guys. I have not had this much fun in days. Thank you so much. I was sick, dude.
Flying in food.
Has a gifter ever won a single number bet? I don't think so. Thank you, Top G. What's up, Top G? Nice to see you. I don't think so, actually. Yes, I believe so. Okay. What's with all the woke politics on my gambling stream? We've done our analysis, and turns out most wokes aren't as broke as chuds. So we made our casino very woke. It's the people's casino.
For example, that could also go up, and then you start getting all these inflationary pressures. Even things like fertilizers, for example, they're stuck near the Strait of Hormuz. Liquefied natural gas as well. You need that to make fertilizers. You need that to power things. So when there's a disruption to that supply, not only do you have an immediate issue when you're scrabbling around for...
I'm seeing a bunch of people compare Bondie to Daedra from Andor. Daedra, Andor, I'm bad with names. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes. This is Bondie. That's funny. That's actually a great parallel. That's an exceptional parallel. That is very funny. That is an exceptional parallel. Just a discarded piece of the imperial machine. Yes.
For actual supplies of fuel, you've also...
In this case, pedophile imperial machine. Like, unironically. What was the last job you did? Oh, I was just protecting some of the world's most powerful people who also like to fondle children.
I got the problems associated with the increased price. At the moment, Brent crude, which is the global benchmark that we use to measure the price of oil, it's at around $109 a barrel. It is very, very high indeed. We've seen the price go up, we've seen the price go down, but quite slightly, really, in relative terms. It's usually linked to what the US president says in terms of signaling that the war might come to an end soon, or in the case of Wednesday when he gave his primetime address from the White House, that there really was no end in sight, no actual concrete update on just how the war would end. So traders are looking at that picture and they're thinking there's going to be a really, really prolonged disruption, prolonged blockage in the Strait of Hormuz, and as long as that is the case, the price is going to stay very, very high indeed. I mean, even if the United...
I'm telling everyone the Yugoslav wars were about Croats supporting Martin Luther King and Serbs supporting Malcolm X. That's fucking funny.
The United States walked away from this war, it declared victory or whatever it wants to do. The Strait of Hormuz doesn't naturally necessarily...
Tuđman je Martin Luther King, a Sloba je Malcolm X.
just open up immediately. That takes weeks and weeks and weeks. It basically is completely under the control of Iran. So it then becomes a diplomatic effort to try and reopen it. So this is a big shock. I was just looking at some new data from S&P Global that looks at spot prices of oil. So the actual here and now of what oil is being bought for, because don't forget the Brent crude prices that we talk about.
Oh, come on. Mother of propaganda. Are you serious?
Same thing. And
CNN claims that the fighter pilot that was shot down over Iran may be held by the Iranian people because they are happy that he's there.
in Iraq and Afghanistan as well, if you're going to be picked up by somebody who is going to turn you over to the Iranian, forces that are going to use you and capture you, or is the population happy that you're there and want to help you? That we don't know. And so anybody that gets shot down over that space is having to deal with that uncertainty. Sort of this.
Oh God! No, I wish a very unhappy life to whatever Iranian sees somebody who's bombing his country land with a parachute in a foreign uniform, and then they are nice to them. That is fucking crazy. That's crazy treason behavior.
Futures contracts. So they're contracts for oil at a fixed price to be bought in the future. So in a couple of months' time, the actual prices now of what oil is being bought and sold for is much higher. $140, the highest since 2008, higher even than the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So businesses are feeling the impact massively, but when businesses feel impact, ultimately that means people are feeling the impact.
Nick, thank you for talking us.
Okay, we're back.
Through that's our Asia business correspondent, Nick Marsh. Well, let's stay with this subject because Pakistan's government has raised petrol prices by 43% and high-speed diesel by 55% overnight, saying it was due to the increasing oil prices caused by the war. Pakistan's petrol minister said the government had limited resources and that there's currently no end in sight to the war. Let's speak to our correspondent in Pakistan, Caroline Davis. Caroline, what's the impact being felt at the moment? Obviously, this is only a development that's happened overnight with the price rises. What is the situation for people there?
Of course, this is the real-world impact that Nick was just talking about, is when you see those prices of oil spike, then people start to make assessments, countries start to make assessments about how much that oil is going to cost to try to get in through their ports. Now, this announcement was made overnight, as you say, from the petrol minister and the finance minister, directly citing the war between the US and Iran as the reason, and the Strait of Hormuz closure. Pakistan is highly dependent on imported oil, a large amount of that coming through the Strait of Hormuz. And the other thing to mention here is that this is in fact the second time Pakistan has increased the price of both petrol and diesel. They did it first earlier on during the course of this conflict. And so actually, if you look at the price of petrol before this conflict began, it has now gone up by 77%, and diesel has gone up by 87% by compared to before this conflict began. So, of course, the big concern is how does this start filtering down into Pakistan and Pakistan's economy? Of course, people will start to feel it at the petrol pump relatively quickly. They will start to make decisions about travel relatively quickly. But that also feeds into things like goods, food, businesses, and the expected impact will be that this will have an impact on inflation here in Pakistan.
And we've seen leaders around the world try to take steps to mitigate the impact of this. Has Pakistan got the resources to be able to do anything like that, and how long for?
I mean, I honestly appreciate this reporting because it's at least covering the impact that this war has on non-humans, also known as non-Americans. A joke from the American perspective, right? As a fellow non-human. It's nice, I can't believe I'm glazing the BBC, but it's decent that they're covering the impact of this war on the so-called developing world. Do you think Trump will get jealous that Europe may make diplomatic deals? France made one with Iran to get container ships through and pay with yuan and devalue petrodollar and try to sabotage by bombing the strait. I mean, to the extent of like sabotaging because of these particular deals and bombing because of these deals, maybe not. But is he losing his proverbial and literal shit? Yes, he is. Especially about the Europeans not doing exactly everything that he wants them to do the way he wants them to do it is almost world changing. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I just here the big bet is whether advisors and the people in the executive body, not to do realpolitik for a second, in the European Union are viewing this as a problematic MAGA period or just as America being problematic in general. And for a very long time, I believe the pitch to say that, this is Trump, we're going to get Democrats back in power, or we're going to get a more normal Republican and everything's going to go back to non-J.D. Pawn, state of affairs, worked as an argument for a very long time. But now this war is very different than just like unhinged and stupid, both saber rattling as well as stupid domestic policies or stupid like economic attempts at economic warfare and so on. This is the country that doesn't lose. This is the kidnaps your president in 24 hours, doesn't lose a single soldier state. Okay. Everything that upholds the United States as an imperial power is might, right? And now they fumbled it in front of everyone, because this is not just a fumble of the Trump administration. This is a fumble of the state of the United States of America. Therefore, making the argument that every time the Americans start being unhinged is a question of what administration is in power and not American decline becomes a very, very unserious point to make, even in the most centrist of circles. So what I'm trying to say, TLDR, my friend, is as contradictions of American empire increase, being able to lie to yourself about about it not happening lowers. A ship sinking is very loud, so no matter how much you plug your ears and be like, nah, we should still pursue not only an alliance with the United States, but we should move in parallel, is no longer, a point that anybody who's serious can make. Thank you, Chuck Dies, very much. Oh God, what have we created? Thank you for the 9 months. Hope the kid is cute. Don't you think the jealousy America might have with countries circumventing them may try to do false flags and get Europe back on America's good side? Of course. It's not only like false flags. They're going to use their financial apparatus to lobby, as they always have, European politics back into quote-unquote America's good graces. But money only gets you so far. Money gets you so far. You can't play this game forever, because you can't pitch an alliance with the United States, no matter how much they pay you, because it's going to become an unpalatable pitch because of how weak and deranged they have and will continue to become. Right? It's not just money at play. We're talking long term here. So yes, the Americans will increase their interventionism inside of the imperial core, at least in its peripheries. Here I'm referring to countries that are, in imperial alliance to the United States, but might want to decouple. They will. Thank you, Chuck Dice, for the 9 months. I hope my baby's looking good.
It's a very good question because different countries will be in different positions with their own reserves, both of these of oil, but of course of funding of dollars that are quite often crucially important to be able to purchase the supplies of oil as those prices are spiking. What we have seen in this announcement as well from Pakistan is that as well as increasing the price, we also see that the tax on petrol has gone up. It has dropped down for diesel, and the expected reason for that is that
What I'm trying to scream at you or teach you, not to sound too cocky here, is to do, not to sound too Marxian, so I'm not, to do a more meta-analysis. So you wanna see, you should look at politics as basically a game of incentive and statistics. The higher the incentive to pursue a particular direction is, statistically, the higher the chance that particular direction is eventually taken. So, if there is already a pretty big incentive to ally with the Americans and pursue a pro-American, pro-empire direction, on average, that is the direction that is going to be taken inside of, liberal, quote unquote, democratic, capitalist, all the cringe terms states, right? That's what their executive body and even their domestic bourgeois class is going to stir the country towards. But as incentives decline, which in the case of imperial decline is literally the decline of incentives, they buy your friendship. The average political movement that tries to pitch a pro-American direction is going to decline as well. You get what I mean?
Pakistan is trying to kind of cross-subsidize petrol across to diesel.
What the fuck? Wait, this isn't working again. Donald Trump's approval rating flips with working class white people. President Donald Trump's approval rating among working class white voters has slipped into negative territory for the first time in his second term, according to new CNN polling. White House spokesperson Davis Engel told Newsweek in an emailed statement the ultimate poll was November 5th, 2024, when nearly 80 million Americans overwhelmingly elected President Trump to deliver on his popular and common sense agenda. Working class white voters have been a core. The shift comes as the White House faces fallout from the Iran war, economic pressure on low-income households, and a tighter political environment ahead of the 2026 midterms. That's why I said, an immense political pressure cooker, which was the Epstein files. They tried to avoid them by creating somehow an even worse political pressure cooker than being associated to billionaire pedophiles. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Fucking stupid. CNN poll conducted by the Boom. Yeah, I mean, it's
users as well, but the
to be expected.
Big question will be, of course, and the thing that's very difficult for all of these governments to be able.
I gotta take a piss, guys. I gotta take a massive fucking leak. But wait, I'll wait for 1 minute and then play you another thing. Jeez.
To make an assessment on is how long will this conflict continue? So how long do they need their existing reserves, whether that is dollars or of oil, to last for? And that will be something that all of these countries, including Pakistan.
Do you think on this incentive statistics analogy logic, China will be the next option because the incentives of renewable energy among the EU and by proxy most of the Western world are as well? Yes, that will increase incentives to go down the China path, but a combination of racism, Red Scare propaganda for like over a century will make China also a very unpalatable option as well. That is why a semi-populist, I hate using the term, but I have to, you understand what I'm trying to say, European leftist movement should not do the China pitch. Not because I'm not a fan of the People's Republic of China, quite to the contrary, because I don't see it as a realistic pitch, right? The European pitch is supposed to be about a neutral, independent Europe that wants to trade with everybody and that wants to create a relative, class-oriented, domestic, relatively internationalist movement at home, right? That's a pitch that can sell. That's a pitch that can work. But as years pass, you're onto something with the analogy, I agree. But as years pass, the incentives to pursue Red Scare propaganda as more and more people travel to China, see China, as China starts to then invest in its own PR apparatus, propaganda apparatus, and so on, the incentives of looking to the East are going to increase. And potential greater collaboration with China will increase. The material conditions are shifting, and material conditions, the direct and indirect change to your own material conditions as a state, no matter what system you are pursuing or following, are greater towards the East than they are to the West as years pass. And when those incentives change, the political option will as well.
Are trying to assess and
You understand what I mean?
try to make calculations of
So TLDR, the future of the European left should be class-conscious politics underpinned by a very anti-American, but not pro-anything else, foreign policy agenda that can unite a lot of both centrists, even chuds that are up till here by the Americans, using it as an entry path towards class consciousness. And I think as the years progress, this pitch is going to work more and more and more and more. Hell, even the European right is starting to an extent use it. It's fucking insane. If the right-wingers outpace Europeans on anti-Americanism, then we deserve everything that we have coming. Like, I mean, I'm not a Western European, so I don't know why I'm saying we, but still. Like, come on. If European right-wingers outplay you in one of the key aspects of the international left, which is America bad. If right-wingers in Europe out-America bad leftists, you are fucking idiots. You are orangutan monkeys. You are fucking cretins, okay? It would be insane. It would be insane. Giving the right wing the anti-American pitch is just... I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start with that one. I don't disagree with you, but that Europe becomes relegated to its historically normative position as the irrelevant backwater shit troll bog that it has been for most of time. No. I mean, that relegates it to its new, more neutral position in geopolitics. That doesn't necessarily make it into a backwater. It makes it a region of the world that wants to pursue its own sovereign perspective, hopefully not underpinned by imperialist motivations. The only way to make sure that Europe does not pivot to imperialism, and not only Europe, but every single corner on the planet, is by introducing what? Some form of class-conscious governance that actually adjusts to the inequalities of capitalism, or hell, as we all hope, overturns it through revolution for something else, rendering imperialism not only as a ideologically incompatible direction, but also an impractical one, because there are far better, easier, and more peaceful means towards establishing a strong and independent economy. Their relevance won't come in our lifetimes. The amount of wealth they looted from the rest of the world will be enough for a while more. If you're talking about the Americans in particular, they're doing their best to speedrun that shit. I was AFK, but are you talking about the AFD? Because AFD has a lot of former Stasi operatives. They know America bad talking points very well. They know how to capitalize on every America bad situation. Absolutely. Yeah, I am. I mean, not as the ADF. The ADF is one of the first examples of capitalizing anti-Americanism as a right-wing talking point, which again is insane. That's absolutely insane. Talking about the Europeans, but same goes for the U.S. too. Yeah. I mean, yeah. As the world moves more into the direction of, not hyper obsessing over resources, there can be, a nice mid ground. Thank you to the Oilers. Thank you. You're an Oiler as well. Big salute.
What they should do next.
Yes, still huge uncertainty around that. Caroline, thank you. That's Caroline Davis in Pakistan for us. President Trump has fired his Attorney General, Pam Bondie, just hours after releasing a statement saying she was doing a great job. President Trump said, in part on Truth Social, "We love Pam and she will be transitioning to a new job in the private sector." Ms. Bondie said, leading President Trump's historic and highly successful efforts to make America safer and more secure has been the honour of a lifetime and easily the most consequential first year in the US Justice Department history. Ms. Bondie's faced criticism for the handling of the release of files relating to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including the failure to redact the names of some victims. Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News.
Hello, well, we start with that breaking news in the last hour or so. Iran claiming to have shot down a US fighter jet.
Okay, finally, your boy can go piss. Okay, butter bum, my beautiful motherfuckers. Okay, very good, very nice.
Over the west of the country, Iranian state media publishing pictures and videos apparently showing parts of the downed US fighter jet and one of the ejector seats as well. Now, if this is confirmed, it would be the first time since the beginning of the war that a US jet has been shot down by Iranian enemy fire. Two sources have confirmed to our American partner CBS News that an American search and rescue effort is now underway. It isn't known for sure how many crew were on board. We think two. Images posted on social media and verified by CBS News showed a refueling plane and two helicopters flying low in the region. That would be consistent with a US search and rescue mission for those two crew members, if indeed they have managed to safely eject. Earlier on, an Iranian state TV newsreader for a local channel reported that there'll be a reward, a bounty for anybody who captures the pilot or indeed the two crew alive. Let's talk to Mikey Kay, our military analyst for the BBC's Security Brief programme. Mikey, well, this would indeed, if they are captured, if they're alive, if they've ejected, be a huge propaganda victory for the Iranians. But what do we know so far about this aircraft, what kind of aircraft it is, and what's happened to it?
Yeah, we can come to the what's called CSAR combat search and rescue operation that's going on just in a second. But let me just talk the viewers through what the F-15E Strike Eagle is. I think we've got a shot of it here. We can just hold on that. It's a multi-role fighter, which means it can do operations that are air-to-air. And we've seen jets like this in Iraq on what's called drone combat air patrol. Basically, they're there to take out Shahed 136 drones, but they can also do air to ground as well, so they can do precision bombing and they can be used dual purpose. What's important, Ben, is that it is a two-crewed aircraft. You've got a pilot in the front, and you've got what's called a WISO, a weapons systems operator, in the back. Now, what we do know is that these aircraft have deployed from RAF Lakenheath near Cambridge, and they're part of the 494th Fighter Squadron, which is part of the 48th Fighter Wing, based out of RAF Lakenheath. Now, when it comes to the debris, now open source intelligence there was chatter on open source intelligence a few hours ago, kind of breaking this, and obviously we need corroboration on it. But if we can just go back to the main jet that we've just saw, I just want to cue the viewers in to the rear of that aircraft. You can see where the LN is. It's a tail fin, and I want the viewers' eyes to be cast just above where the LN is. There's a badge which will come in, and there's a red stripe. Now, if the viewer holds that thought, now if you can go to look at what...
Oh, Jesus. Man can't even go piss. OBS today has been quite something, hasn't it, chat? Quite something.
What the debris is. It's coming out on open source intelligence channels. What you'll see is basically what looks or striking similarity to the top half of that tail fin you've just saw on the jet. So you've got the red stripe on the top, and then you've got a badge which is USAF in Europe badge as well. So looking at that debris alone, there are striking similarities, Ben, between that and the 494th Fighter Squadron jets, the F-15s that have been deployed into the regions and have been on combat operations every day. Now, what we don't know, Ben, is how the aircraft could have come down. As I said earlier, these aircraft have been on air-to-air missions against drones. We know that 3 of them were shot down by friendly fire, Q-80, F-18, early on in Operation Epic.
Yeah, shot down. Doesn't matter if it's friendly fire or not, man. A win's a win. When you play football, if your own guys score an auto goal, it's still counted as a goal, bro. Come on, bro.
Fury, or it could be a technical fault. So we don't know that. We don't know the exact geolocation of the debris, but we do have sources to say that confirmation of an F-15E being shot down has been confirmed.
And normally there'd be 2 crew on board a fighter jet like that. How would they eject? What's the likelihood that they did eject? And what will they be going?
It wasn't shot down. It came down because it felt like it. Scoreboard!
Going through now. If they have ejected, they're on the ground.
What's this completely off-topic random conversation that you guys are having in chat about Ukraine? I mean, enjoy it, talk about it, I guess. Do your thing. Healthy disagreements are good.
They're terrified, presumably, that the Iranians are going to come and get them, and they're hoping, against hope, that the American search and rescue team will get there first.
Yeah, I mean, an ejection is the last port of call, and an ejection is considered when there's been a catastrophic failure with the aircraft. So basically, the aircraft isn't flyable. That can be an engine fire, it could be a surface-to-air missile strike, it could be a catastrophic.
I can't open that news source is banned.
Catastrophic hydraulic.
That news source is banned in the free land of fucking Europe. Hurrah, hurrah.
It could be anything. On ejection, it's quite a brutal process. The ejection seat of the crew are ejected outside of the cockpit up to 25 G. They'll be going into an airflow of probably over 300 knots.
We have frozen again. I repeat, we have frozen again. Another freezing has happened. I'm losing my mind, Chad. Oh my God. Thank you for your patience, man. This is so stupid.
So they're getting hit in the face with 300 knots and they're getting punched out of an airplane at about 25 G. They'll have what's called restraints around their legs and potentially around their arms. So as the ejection seat comes out of the aircraft, it will pull everything in so their legs and arms aren't affected when they get out of the airplane. Now what happens is, depending on the height of the aircraft, if the aircraft is above 10,000 feet, the ejection seat with the pilot will come out, and then as it passes through 10,000 feet, there's a barometric gauge on the ejection seat that will automatically...
There's a barometric gauge on the fucking... I can't screen share the whole screen. Too much. I can't do that, Cuphead. I cannot do that. There's too many potentials of doxing myself that way.
Automatically release the ejection seat. So the ejection seat falls away.
But everything else I've tried, my friend, and it doesn't work.
And then basically the pilots will parachute onto the ground. So surviving that alone is brutal. But then, as you were talking about, then they go into survival mode. And you know, when I was on operations in Baghdad, we did a SERE course. SERE stands for Survival, Evasion, Resistance and Escape. And part of that is escape and evasion. So these pilots, they'll be equipped with probably a short barrel 9mm weapon, which effectively is quite, it's not as useful as you might think against a hunter force. And what they'll be doing is they'll be going into escape and evasion mode. So they'll go to ground during the day, and they'll try and move at night. They'll have a compass on them, and they'll be.
I love the fucking Call of Duty analysis on this bitch. Yeah, Captain McTavish, after the plane's dropped, is going to go full commando mode. He's gonna try and hide and infiltrate. He's gonna take a bunch of mud and rub it on his face. He's gonna do tactical blackface. He's going to walk around screaming Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and they're gonna be like, okay, this is just one of us. Look at him, he's brown and saying Allahu Akbar. Oh my God, we love him. Please bring him to the house for some tea. So, sir, where are you from? Allahu Akbar. Oh, I love that place as well. You're wearing very strange clothing. It's got American flags everywhere. Allahu Akbar fashion? Oh, Allahu Akbar fashion. Yes, yes. Hyper ironic. Yeah, I agree.
Heading westbound, obviously, because that's the closest border. I think
that's assuming they're together. I guess they've got to, if there are two of them, they've got to find each other, haven't they, when they get to the ground?
Right, absolutely. I mean, you know, co-locating each other will be one thing. Moving as a team will be one thing. We don't know if they're injured. You know, the landing could be quite severe, so they might break a leg, they might break a limb, which might make mobility really, really problematic. But I think we've got a map as well of Kazakhstan province that we can just bring up here. And when you're doing sort of investigative stuff like this, Ben, as you know, you start looking at joining the dots, and you can see the proximity of that province next to the Iraqi border. So that would.
Oh my God, do you understand how big this is? I mean, sure, yeah, you would need to drive for around 6 hours.
Makes sense. Now, we spoke about combat search and rescue.
Okay, maybe not six.
Earlier on. The crew will have in their jacket a beacon.
We repeat, an American teenager has been kidnapped from his vehicle in the Khuzestan region of Iran. We repeat, if the Khuzestanians do anything to our innocent teenager who is simply going on a road trip through Khuzestan, Iran, we will drop a nuclear missile on Tehran.
It's called a PRC.
Sounds like a battlefield mission, not gonna lie, yeah. Release the hostages! Release the hostage! A stooge must be released.
112. And as soon as that ejection happens, that beacon will start transmitting their location and alert the combat search and rescue crews straight away. Now, it's highly likely that will be encrypted for obvious reasons, so the Iranians can't track it, but that beacon does have an emergency non-encrypted frequency as well, but it'll likely be an encrypted bleep on the screen. So what does that do? That then initiates what's called combat search and rescue. Combat search and rescue will be on 24/7 standby because these jets are doing 24/7 operations. And that will likely involve what's called a couple of HH-60 Jolly Green 2 helicopters. I think we can show the viewers a picture of the, yeah, there we go. Now, this is effectively been a Black Hawk helicopter that has been kitted out for these type of operations. And I want the viewers just to note, on the very front of that helicopter, you can see a refueling probe. Now, this is absolutely critical because these aircraft will be going fairly deep into Iran, and then they'll be utilizing what's called an HHC-130 Juliet Hercules. I think
here we have a American school bus. If this gets shut down, that would be terrorist activity. The school bus simply wants to get to school from New Jersey to New York while taking a slight detour over Khuzestan, Iran.
We've got a picture of that as well. So those helicopters will be basically their priority mission. They'll be working in conjunction with that aircraft, which is the HC-130J, and that aircraft will be there to conduct what's called ABTT, which is airborne talk-through, so to provide communications. but also refuel, because the priority of these assets, the combat search and rescue assets, is to identify and extract those crews. It's basically a race against time now, and there'll be a hunter force, which, I mean, will be sizable because this will be a priority for the Iranians.
You're talking about the Iranians now,
yeah. I mean,
hunting them down, these two crew.
And they'll have significant capability. They'll have long-barreled weapons, so they can shoot further. The crews will have short-barreled weapons, and then they'll also have night imaging, thermal imaging capability. So the protocol is for these crews to move by night. The Iranians will be expecting that, so they'll have the thermal imaging.
Thank you, chat. Thank you. You gotta catch me with this. I can't catch it every time. No. There we go.
Cameras, they'll have probably helicopters over the area where the crews have been shot down. And again, it's a race for time.
Sorry, no, I'm just reading the shit blasting in chat. It's incredible. I love this conversation. Oh,
to see.
Sorry, I'm just mesmerized.
CSAR operators can get their hands on the crews first, or whether the Iranian hunters can do that.
You talked about that search and rescue mission, and CBS News again have said that they have images of a refueling plane and 2 helicopters flying low over that province that you were talking about. So it does look like there is some sort of American search and rescue operation underway.
Yeah, again, if you start joining the dots, you've got the debris, which is commensurate with the 494 Fighter Squadron out of Lakenheath. We know they're in theatre. That's point one. Point two is you've then got open source intelligence as well, citing these assets, these combat search and rescue assets. And then the geolocation of those is over the province of Kyrgyzstan. So when you start joining all the dots together, the plausibility of this and the actual operation that's ongoing, that's reported on open source intelligence, starts to make sense.
I really hope the American schoolgirl currently deployed in Iran is brought home quickly. Let's all keep her in our prayers.
For that briefing, I'm
keeping in the prayers.
I'm sticking to my guns, as I always do, as I always have, because for me this is not political. This is personal. I have met with these victims. I have been through many of the files at the DOJ, and
Iranian
U.S. media military has rescued one crew member from down F-15. Did you rescue the billions of dollars it took to make it?
State media say a U.S. fighter jet has been shot down over Iran's airspace. U.S. media reporting this hour that one crew member has been rescued. Tehran says the U.S. military has been conducting a search and rescue operation. Iranian media say a helicopter, which was part of the effort, has also been hit.
Yeah, decrepit and thin. No. The planes just fell out of their own volition. They were striking against the firing of Pam Bondie back home.
By projectile. State TV has aired footage of what it says is wreckage of a downed U.S. aircraft. The video, as you can see there, appears to show metal and debris in the back of a truck. Let's bring in Kimberly Halkett, our White House correspondent in Washington, D.C. So, Kimberly, U.S. media reporting that at least one crew member has been rescued. What more are we hearing?
Yeah, well, we're awaiting official statement from the U.S. Central Command, and we expect one is forthcoming. In the interim, what I can tell you is a lot of confusion in the last hour or so with regard to what is accurate and what's being reported. Of course, Iranian state media releasing videos of a search and rescue mission being...
We have hit the third hour, so how about you drop that plane of a debit card and subscribe and support the show. Third hour.
Conducted.
Every sub is a prayer that okay, I can't TOS. Jesus Christ. I'm always so close to TOS. I'm TOSing, Chad. I'm TOSing. Oh my God, I'm going to TOS. Oh my God, I'm TOSing. This is the weirdest stream I've ever had in my life. By far, dude.
Showing video of multiple, at least 2 Black Hawk helicopters, as well as a C-130.
Oh no, chat. The Americans are attacking our subcount. You must fly into the sky, okay? Use all the oil from the Hormuz and fight back against the declining soldiers of the great Ayatollah Yugopnik.
Flying very low over central and southwest Iran in a search and rescue operation. The question becoming, are there 2 pilots or one that has been the subject of the search? And it does appear now that at least
a helicopter too. No, that was a flying school bus driving kids from New Jersey, taking a detour through Iran.
one pilot, it is being reported, has been recovered, but again, unconfirmed reports. What this suggests with one pilot, that it would be an F-35, but there has been more reporting to suggest also that there is a search for 2 pilots, which would mean this is then an F-15 that has been down. So a little bit of confusion regarding the aircraft and the number of pilots, and that is why we are awaiting the CENTCOM public press release in order to confirm some of these details. What we do know, however, though, is that the U.S. President Donald Trump has been briefed about this incident and is following it very closely. And so we are also awaiting a statement from the White House. But in the interim, what we can tell you definitively is that this video does conclusively show that the claim made by the U.S. president that Iran's air defense.
A lot of people in chat making the claim that Ukraine deserves to be invaded because there are extremely problematic military groups that exist inside of Ukraine. We'll be very surprised to find out that Iran has very problematic military groups inside of Iran and almost every other country. That is not a significant enough argument to say that a place needs to be like blown to fucking bits, right? I mean, I don't know. I've been looking at this for a while now, and you guys have been throwing shit in all sorts of fucking ways. Come on. Let's be serious for a second. Okay.
Defenses and air capabilities had been destroyed is not true, given the fact that Iran is claiming that it has shot down U.S. military aircraft.
Kimberly Halkett at the White House, thank you for that update. Let's check in with Ali Hashim now in Tehran. Ali, what are the Iranians saying about this downed jet?
Well, officially, the only lines we are hearing is that the military and people are looking for the pilots or the pilot. Because the narrative here in Iran is that this was an F-35 jet. Now, the Americans are saying it's an F-15 with 2 pilots. So this is over here the issue. Now, with respect to reactions, we are seeing the Iranian Speaker of Parliament, Mohammad Bakr Ghalibaf, character and personality, very influential these days, and his name is being repeated a lot. He says in a tweet on X, after defeating Iran 37 times in a row, this brilliant no-strategy war they started has now been downgraded from regime change to, hey, can anyone find out our pilots, please? So this is the first official reaction. At the end, there's something very crucial here. This is not the first.
Breaking news, White House proposes 23% cut to NASA budget for 2027 to fund hike in defense spending. Right after they sent like a group of brave people into space to try and figure out how to land in space on Mars, on the moon. Jesus, on Mars. He's like, man, I gotta cut that fucking. Dude, he's on a generational unpopularity run. He's hitting everything. Hey, you have a kid and you want it taken care of while you're in school. Fuck you. Hey, you like space and exploring it? Fuck you. Hey, you like getting a little bit of help from the government when buying your groceries? Fuck you. Hey, you like relatively affordable oil so that you can drive your pickup truck everywhere? Fuck you. Hey, you like chicken nuggies? Fuck you. Everybody will be paying. Hey, you like cheap and affordable, not affordable. Hey, you like expensive pills? Fuck you, I'm going to make them more expensive. It's incredible. It's incredible. Bro is mass rage baiting. But it's not baiting, dude. He's just doing it, man. He's just doing it. Or you're talking about the chatter. Our housing costs crashing you. Fuck you. He's just going at everybody. He's doesn't like anyone. So-called middle-class whites, fuck you. Browns and blacks, fuck you. Latinos that voted for me, fuck you. Latinos that didn't vote for me, fuck you. People that love ICE, I will pacify it slightly, but it will also make it run. So I lose percentages from everyone. Democrats, meanwhile, Hassan Piker is an anti-Semite. Oh, Lord. Okay. Wow. Generational self-sabotage run by the Republican Party. Democrats, meanwhile, yes, streamers are problematic. They do you know they call it the Epstein War? Sometimes even Epstein War. The opposition has never been more controlled. Brother, let me tell you, it was never the opposition. It was never the opposition. Fake news, folks. Fake news. We are bigly winning in Iran. We have destroyed 103% of their missile launchers. We sank all their boats. We got all the nuclear dust. The war is actually over. I love you guys, you cunts. Speaking of Nasser, is it about the toilet? The toilet fucked up? No, a photo. Oh, I fucking love space. The next, okay? The next frontier of our beautiful species. One of the main reasons I'm a socialist, like unironically. Because we need to stop looking at this civilizational project of ours as simply, hey, we should peak at a giant mega mall of a civilization. No, I want space. These two images were taken by Aster Reed only minutes apart. The stark difference is the result of camera settings. In the first, a longer shutter speed let in much more light from Earth, while the shorter shutter speed is in the second emphasizes our planet's nighttime glow. Fuck, it's a beautiful planet, man. I fucking love her, dude. I love her, dude. Look how nice she is. So round and bluish and brownish and greenish and whitish and everything, brother. So nice. We could be so great to her. She doesn't deserve us. No, we don't deserve her. And you know, when she breaks up with us, that's going to be felt. Speaking of breaking up, it is the third hour of the stream. If you love the planet, oil me up, pay your taxes. Yo, Westerners in tax that have not yet paid their tax, exclamation point tax, you know what to do if you can afford it. If you cannot afford a individual subscription and you have Prime, use your Prime. If you don't have Prime, then ask for another oiler to buy one for you. Let's make number go up. Let us fly through space. Wave sound, continuing the gift, the best thing you can do when receiving oil from the gods, also known as Yugopnik Twitch Oilers, some of the most base people in the world. How about you do something nice this Easter, Eid, Christmas, Vuvuzela nightmare, and gift forward a sub, pay forward a sub, continue a sub. That is the nicest, most respectful thing you can do, both to your oiler and your fellow chatterer. I have spoken. Yes. Thank you very much. One Ian Not. Thank you very much for the gifty. And thank you, Nickel Pickle, as always. Thank you, Wave Sounds, for continuing. God damn it. I love it when it's purple. God damn it. But yes, space. I want her, okay? I want my children to have her. But we can't do that if we are a degenerate, backwards, barbarian, savage species that cuts itself into different ethno-nationalist lines that competes based on class interests, that allows systems that are supposed to help us to co-opt our own destiny away from us. All that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm a human maximalist motherfucker. Believing in class societies is treasonous to your species. Believing in ethnic or racial division is treasonous to your species. Not believing in the full breadth and potential greatness of what has been promised to us every fucking star is treasonous to your species. Our pitch does not have to be only one coming from the perspective of fighting tribal mentality. No, my brothers and sisters, tribal mentality is fantastic, but it is co-opted by the reactionary dogs by telling us that, oh, you're so different because you're fucking Nigerian, and you're so different because you're Brazilian, and you're so different because you're Mexican, and you're so different because you're French. That is the sort of backward reactionary tribalism that must be cut at its core at some point through true socialist internationalism. For internationalism, it does not exist without socialism. That would be, to an extent, imperialism almost always. And socialism does not exist and cannot survive long-term without internationalism either. And therefore, we are tribalists. We are patriots, but not of one flag, but of our beautiful, beautiful, thick-ass planet. Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Unitas Mundi, motherfucker. Thank you, Zans! Unitas Mundi in chat. Let's go. Zans paying them taxes, baby. Yeah. True fucking humanoid patriot moment. All my patriot humans. I love my patriot humans. My human patriots. My human patriots, brother. Oh, yeah, brother. So basically, it would be a similar thing as it is now, but communists in power instead of the richest. No, brother! You wouldn't... Where is this? Where is this? I think I sent it to a friend. Wait, do I have it on TikTok? Listen, bro. Come on, where are you? No, here. Where is it? I had it. This. 1 second.
Is capitalism gay? Yes. And everyone who participates in capitalism is gay as shit, bro. You trying to work for other men and shit. Trying to work for other men. Trying to work for daddy's money. All for $7.25 an hour. That shit's sad, bro. Work for the cog in the machine and shit, whatever they say. Looking at other men. All for $7 an hour. All for $15 an hour, bro. Is it worth it, bro? I would say DoorDash, but low-key, them niggas a capitalistic entity as well. Is capitalism gay? Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we're trying to tell you to in a class way de-gay yourself. Do not work for other men. Work for yourself, my brother. That is what we are pitching. Work for no one, only yourself and your loved ones, okay? Ain't nobody got access to none of that fucking beautiful bussy-ass surplus value, okay? Only you get to play with that, you get to play with that surplus value. Ain't nobody having access to that surplus value without your consent, okay? No access to that surplus value without your consent. We're all about decucking ourselves, mate. Decucking our relationship to capital and to our own labor. Is that enough of 21st century looks-maxing terminology that you can understand now, my friend? Okay? Capitalists mog us. We don't want to mog instead of capitalists. We want to help you increase your PSL scale to such an extent. Everyone increase their PSL scale to such an extent that the PSL scale is no longer relevant. We want to make looks maxing irrelevant. We want to mog the concept itself. Okay? The main reason you're not getting a girlfriend is because of your low score in the sexual marketplace. And a lot of people with high scores in the sexual marketplace try to sell you courses on how to increase your position on the sexual marketplace. We, on the other hand, propose the destruction of the sexual marketplace. And when we destroy the sexual marketplace, everyone will have low cortisol levels. Because people will love each other based on who they like, not based on a forced idea of what you're supposed to like. A commodified idea of love, which always increases cortisol levels and pushes you away from comrade maxing. There you go. Clip this and send it to your 12-year-old cousin. Actually, don't. That's weird. What the fuck? What did I just say? Please don't do that. Since Andrew Tate said being in love with a woman is gay, do we get the F word pass? Not quite young unk. Dude, I have done... This was better than anything you can do, okay? I have used all the terminology 10 out of 10. Not outing myself to an unk to the nephews. Joe 1, listen, you old fucking decrepit man. I did that perfectly. Speaking of the old decrepit men, where was that chatter that we always called the old guy in chat? What the fuck happened to him? Somebody at him? The Romanian guy in the UK. Oh my God, I can't now remember. You all have weird names. I know all of you that, spend a lot of time in here. I have my own images of you. But come on. Romanian lives in UK. He would always drop 100 bits. I would always say the coolest old man in chat. Gabriel Hellborn, thank you. What the fuck happened to Gabriel Hellborn? Romka just has too much work. Gabriel Hellborn. Let's all at Gabriel Hellborn right now. Everybody at the shit out of Gabriel Hellborn. Yo, where you at, bro? Bro, where you at? Everybody at Gabriel Hellborn. Like, where you at, old man? You working or something? I miss that guy. Mostly because he was the only older guy than me here. I'm kidding. I'm literally fucking 22, man. I'm literally like 27. Dude, I swear I'm 19. I swear I'm not 1 year over 53. I saw him around. He's still alive at least. Why are you not adding Gabriel? Add Gabriel. But we can't add if somebody's not in here. Son of a bitch. Lol 45 got it. I don't look a year over 72. Oh my God. Look at her ass. Oh my God. Thank you one more time to Zans for that tenor, baby. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the train. For the tain. By the way, don't forget, you got a... Is it like this? No. It's 24 years Ankh status. No, 25 is Ankh status. How do I pose the golden kappa? Pose the golden kappa. I'm so proud of our golden kappas. Where is it? Wait, where is it? It shows the high sexual marketplace value thing that we have here on Twitch as golden kappa enthusiasts. Jesus, you guys chat a lot. There we go. Yeah, social deviants, brother. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. 25 absolutely is Ankh status. You know what the best way to get to know that you have Ankh status? If the hangovers are really, 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 really bad. That's how you know you have Ankh status. And if you say, I don't drink, so I can't guess that, that's de facto Ankh status. People that don't drink are just Ankh. Except, of course, our Muslim brothers. There you don't have to be, you don't have to drink to defeat Ankh status. But if you're not one of our Muslim brothers and you do not drink, you're de facto an Ankh. Even if you're 19, you're an Ankh. Hell, I'm newly not drinking Unk because my body just can't handle it anymore. Unk. There you go. That's perfect. That's ultimate Unk. I don't get hangovers. Child. Legend. Legend. Okay?
They're attacking or hitting American.
I'm just Muslim. Then God bless. Don't drink. But then you never Unk. No, Muslims are the facto Unk. All Muslims are de facto Unk because they're too wise, They can't help themselves. They're too wise. I love how by doing reverse racism, I'm doing racism right now. By doing reverse Islamophobia, I'm doing Islamophobia. Just a classic Yugopnik Islamophobic moment. I've only ever had 2 hangovers. I don't drink enough. Unk. Muslim nations, you're an Unk as soon as you get a beard. Kids hit you with that. It's like a jump scare. Absolutely. Yugo's brand of Islamophobia is calling out his own Islamophobia after he does it. Absolutely. The regime change happened successfully. Holy shit. Zoom in. Genome Irish. Genome Slavic. Zoom out. Genome Polish. Zoom in. Black. Woman. Genome. Strange. Genome. British. Oh, fuck. My theory fell out. I was gonna be like they just kicked out all of the racially and gender inferior categories of the American army. But no. This is Angloid. This is hell. And this is an interesting breed. I don't know what this is. This can be anything. Like this can be anything from a Persian to a fucking Spanish guy to a French dude. Gay maybe. Oh, chat, never change. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. I love how I didn't even think about that. You were like, huh? Maybe gay. Maybe he's gay and Lebanese. Gay Lebanese. Just say Lebanese, bro. I think this is why they kicked the Claude AI out the day before the war started. People that say the war will never meet the parameters of winning get tossed. True believers only. Absolutely. One, as I said earlier, one of the greatest pieces of evidence symbolizing imperial decline that you can find. The ethnic group known as the gays. Блядь, пичку материну. Lesbanese. Again, Lebanese is Austin Show and Austin Show only. It's this thing.
Or Israeli fighter jets. It started on the 19th of March when they said they struck an F-35. Then from the American side, there was a report on an incident that took place with this plane and that the pilot was in stable condition. Later on, we heard about F-15, F-16, and now we're hearing about the F-35. Just a few days ago, there were pictures of one jet. I don't remember quite the number, but the jet was hit above the area of Sistan, Baluchistan, precisely Chabahar. And there were some videos showing how it was targeted. Now, there was a lot of controversy around this video. Today, it's clear that, yes, Iran has struck an American jet. And the IRGC said a few days ago that they've developed, after the 12 days war, they've developed a new system of anti-aircraft missiles. What's this system? Is it carried on the shoulder? Is it a system? No one knows.
Okay, Ali, thank you for that update. Ali Hashem in Tehran there for us.
Tecnologia.
We begin with breaking news out of Iran, where the state media is reporting a US fighter jet has been downed and that the US military is trying to conduct a search and rescue operation. Iran's state television says there's a reward for anyone who can find the pilot.
توجه بفرمایید. بینندگان عزیز.
Attention, dear viewers, to the dear and honourable people of Kokiluya and Boyar Ahmad province. If an enemy pilot or pilots are captured and handed over, detained and alive to law enforcement and military forces, you will receive a bounty and a valuable reward.
We've reached out to US Central Command for confirmation and comment, but we haven't received a reply.
That sounds like a great night out. Me and the boys on a truck with a couple of non-alcoholic brewskis hunting down a bounty like the good old days. God damn it, man. Ye motherfucking hunt, baby. Who's hunting who now, cowboy? Who's hunting who now, cowboy?
Let's bring in Ali Hashem in Tehran. Ali, what is state TV saying about this downing?
This is an older coverage than the newest one. Let's go live. Let's go live. Oh, Hugo, but aren't we live already? No.
They do host United States forces, and the
sources tell me the jet is stable. Thank God. The jet fell because it wanted to, out of protest. But their air defenses were decimated, though. Yeah. Ali has a monopoly. Sources tell me the jet is stable, please God. The Iranian reboot of Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to be fun.
The notion that attacks haven't been occurring out of those states doesn't really hold up, I'm afraid, to close inspection.
Hassan, I just want to pivot here to
another Hassan.
This Iranian toll system where the IRGC is going to be extracting bills in yuan, we understand, and cryptocurrency for ships to go through. What more can you tell us about this?
Well, it's not clear so far. There's a law that is being worked on in
Oh, imagine a night out with Hugo. Hey, I'm not American. We don't have to drive everywhere, my friend. I'll let you know that I have only once driven while intoxicated. And that one time, I already told the story. I scratched the entire hood of my car. That was the dumbest fucking thing ever. And I was forced by a friend to do it. Which everybody committing a crime. Sorry, officer. I was forced by my friend to do it. Scanning, calibrating, skull size. Thank you, Joe One, for the bits. Drunk subway riding sounds way better than drunk. Yes, drunk driving is bad. Don't drunk drive. You're a fucking dumbass cunt if you drunk drive. Please don't fucking drunk drive. Jesus fucking Christ. That parking garage deserved it. Oh, you remember, Frank? Real OG. Drunk walking is incredibly fun. I go, but, there's a privilege of living in an exceptionally safe country, which is mostly safe because of the culture of safety developed during the socialist era. But yeah, it's very nice living in an incredibly safe country such as the one that I live in because I can unironically just walk for an hour and a half to home from the bar, piss fucking drunk at 5 a.m. The only people that are problematic when you're walking home from the bar at 5 a.m. Are people that woke up at 5 a.m. to go jogging. Your need to stab them repeatedly with a long knife in the neck and scream at them, why do you think you are better than me? Why do you think you are better than me, you piece of fucking shit? Shank, is too strong. So that's why I stopped walking back. I take a cab or the metro if it still works. Yes? Only OGs understand exactly what I mean. Probably 5% of chat has ever experienced that. Report from The Intercept, American casualties at least 750. That would be wild, bruv. That would be crazy. But not unbelievable, I have to say. Yet unbelievable. Casualty cover-up. And this from April 1st. The Pentagon has sent outdated statements on the number of U.S. troops killed or wounded during the Iran war, resulting in undercounts. Yep. I think we covered this in another segment, but thank you nonetheless. Shit, what the fuck?
Or need to sit and talk about a peaceful resolution. Otherwise, I can't see any other option but conflict moving forward, because obviously their interests at this point are conflicting. With regards to the GCC countries, I think they need to talk to the Iranians as well as the Americans. Actually, if they didn't have these military assets of the CENTCOM in their countries, they wouldn't have been attacked. The last time Iran attacked any of its neighbors was 3 centuries ago, and it's reacting. So I think instead of banking on outside sources to secure themselves, I think talking with their neighbors and
Muslim Matt Walsh
remedying the concerns their neighbors have would help a lot.
But how likely is that
Matt Walsh that knows what a woman's orgasm is
to happen very quickly?
I think there's a bigger chance between Iran and the GCC for that to go ahead than that of Iran.
Surely.
Of course, it increased, and it goes both ways. Iranian trust in the GCC has dropped because of the usage of their lands and seas against Iran, and their trust because of Iran's attacks on U.S. assets in this region. And that is being added to the already lacking trust or less trust that is between the two. So they need to work on rebuilding a trust and finding common ground for the security of this waterway.
Hassan, thank you. Thanks to our guests, Hassan Ahmadian, Rockford.
Oh, is this Dr. Jihad? I have heard from American media they call him Dr. Jihad. They should just send more images of Earth from Artemis 3. So cool. Can you see it? Can you see my house from here? Jenny, I want to change my black Range Rover from a white Range Rover. I no longer like my Range Rover. Bruv, man, the hangover last night was fucking insane. Did you really sleep with Becky? Yeah, dude, I can't believe I did that again. We broke up like 3 years ago. Oh my God, I'm in a car crash! Ah! It's a big planet is what I'm trying to say. That was the allegory of a big planet. You have been doxxed. White boy, call me Jihad, summer 2026, mandatory Sharia courts in the Imperial Core, or Bujajizi will pay the jizzy or face the Walizi, yo, yo, yo. So much in English language, spec. I spec the language. Anyways, chat. See this planet? It is large. And every experience in it is equally as large. Imagine if we allowed every single one of these experiences to be lived to its maximum potential. Imagine how truly large our species would become. And with that being said, go forth and live your lives. For there is so much to see, so much to breathe in, and so much to explore. This has been your boy Hugo with all the technical difficulties for the day. Thank you to the Oilers. Thank you to the individual subs. Thank you to the new follows. If you're here and you're new and you haven't clicked the button, click it. You lose nothing. Thank you to Cuphead. I love you, cunts. Seriously. Best job in the motherfucking world. Today we learned nothing. But hey, some of those streams are good. Today, I'm sorry for today's stream. We had fun though. Please be there for Cuphead if she reaches out. She's going through a tough time, and she's one of us. Whoever is one of us for life, okay? I will see you on Sunday. Love you cunts. All right, go say hi to Madeline now. Learn some. I'm sending you to the theory stream, so you know. you can chillax and read a book or something. Bye-bye. Smrt fašizmu. Ajde.